Good evening, folks. See several of you in the chat already. Running a little late tonight, just a tiny bit late. I've got a dead camera, so that doesn't help anything. So give me just a second to get the cameras swapped out here, and we'll get on with it. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's enjoying the content from Orlando. It'll be a good show tonight. Oh no, this camera's dead too. We in trouble, folks. Wonder if I've got a webcam just sitting around. Should have been better prepared, right? Yep, found a webcam, folks. We'll be with you here in just a few minutes. Not going to be pretty, folks, but we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. Let's light this candle. Good evening, folks. I know I'm blown out, and I know that the camera looks like crap, but what happens when you forget to charge your cameras when you come back from Hamcation? You get this. You get a crappy webcam. So sorry about that. We'll have something better here shortly. Hopefully my camera can charge up a little bit, and we can get back into business here. Good evening. Welcome to Hamshack TV Live. I'm your host, Josh, AA4WX, better known as Casper the Ghost, apparently tonight. Appreciate you being here. What a great time in Orlando, Florida. It was just great. Not only just, going through and seeing all the vendors and everything in the flea market, but spending time with friends. The ham radio YouTube community is a very tight-knit community and a family, really. So it was fun getting to hang out with Jason, both Jasons, Ham Radio Crash Course, Mike, and Marvin, and so far and so forth. So it was good to see everybody. Hey, I do want to let you know, we're going to start this show right off the bat with a breaking news story. All right, so I received an email from Gigaparts yesterday, and I've teased this in some of the videos, especially from Hamcation, but it's official now. I have a special promotion for Gigaparts Plus. Now, you may not know what Gigaparts Plus is, but Gigaparts now offers even more rewards points plus additional benefits when you shop with the new Rewards Plus program. Rewards Plus members get 4% bonus points, 4% points on each purchase You also get a perpetual warranty, folks. That's a big deal. When you're dealing with electronics, perpetual warranty is a huge deal. You get an extended return period, and you get so much more. If you join Gigaparts Rewards Plus today and use my coupon code Hamshack TV 50, that's Hamshack TV 50, you're going to get 50% off your first month of Rewards Plus at Gigaparts. It helps support the channel. It helps support Hamshack TV Live, and you'll get 4% rewards points on future purchases automatically at checkout. No need to remember coupon codes after you use the Hamshack TV 50. If you're not interested in Rewards Plus, that's fine. The coupon code Hamshack TV still works for double rewards points and still helps support the channel. So again, if you are interested in Rewards Plus from Gigaparts, go check them out. Hamshack TV 50, Hamshack TV 50 gives you 50% off your first month of Rewards Plus at Gigaparts. We appreciate Gigaparts and their support of Ham Radio, or Hamshack TV, I should say. What did I about to say? Ham Radio Crash Course? I don't know. Anyway, I think y'all are about tired of looking at Casper the Ghost here, so let me bring in the rest of the gang here. We got Dave and Levi and Dealer Dave and Marvin. What's up, fellas?
Howdy.
How's it going?
Made it home.
What do you think about Casper the Ghost here tonight with all this? It looks awful. So I'm going to try to charge up the Osmo. That is the last thing I thought about, was charging cameras after all this hoopla down in Florida this past week. So, well, let's start with you, Marvin. You were down in Florida with me. What was your impressions of Hamcation this go around?
You know, it's one of those things I always enjoy. Hamcation, I really do. It's a good time. It's that thing. It's that time of year between. It's like midwinter, and you get 3-4 days down in Orlando. You get some warm weather, and you come back, and it feels like the temperatures kind of rise back above that 30-degree level again, and you really start to, like spring's right around the corner, and it feels like it's coming, right? But the thing is, I've been to Hamcation a number of years, and it is, it's nice to see new vendors. It's good to see people again. I love that aspect of it. I love being there for that. But there's some of the people that are, excluding Michael. Michael's a great chairman of Hamcation. But there's some other people at the gates and other stuff that have a little bit of power-hungry control that makes me a little irritated. It's not my first year experiencing that. And then their astronomical, absorbent prices on food compared to Dayton, Huntsville, other county fairs, everything like that. A burger and a fry should not cost you $20+. I understand maybe $10, $12, but not 20. 3 tacos for $15. That is like, people, we know tacos do not cost that much to make $5 a taco. They're making money hand over fist and taking advantage of people because you don't really have anywhere else to go. And just that is what makes me irritated about Hamcation. And I'm half tempted even to think about, writing them and telling them once again. I did that 3 years ago, probably. And they said, okay, we've heard your voice. We understand. We're going to make it better. And then, next year, it was the same damn thing. The prices were just out astronomical and everything. So I think their numbers this year are down a little bit. I tend to think that some of their with the pricing of booths and their pricing of tickets for that, I honestly think Huntsville is getting to be a better show than Orlando, and they're going to start to lose some people. Continue to lose that a little bit. That's my honest opinion about Hamcation. But again, it's just my opinion. So, whatever that's worth, to them, probably nothing. But it's a good show to go to. Again, it's great to see vendors, great to see new things. It's great to see, new products that when they're released. And there was nothing new outstanding this year at all that really made a difference for that. But, overall, that's kind of what my initial impression of Hamcation is. And once again, again, it was good to see people and good to see you, Josh, and good to hang out with the other, YouTube friends as well. So
tell us how you really feel.
Well,
no. In all seriousness, I feel you, and I completely agree. Fortunately, us in the YouTube compound over there, we came prepared, and we ate good all week. But you and I after NARA event went over and got an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
Folks, where in the world are you paying $13 for a cone of soft serve? Like, seriously.
Hamcation.
Yeah. Or Disney. I mean, I think they think the Central Florida Fairgrounds is Disney World.
It's Disney.
Not.
Well, here's the other thing. I've lived in Massachusetts. Well, I think it's one of the most expensive states out there. And they have like a couple ice cream shops that weren't far from our house there. And it was one of those things that we could go get a nice, like, double homemade fresh ice cream with a double scoop for $5. And they're charging us over 10 to 12 bucks for a what they call that, sugar cone with a soft serve on top. Is 12 bucks. It's like it's just outrageous. So yeah. I'll digress.
No, I mean, you do raise very good points, and make no bones about it. This was my first foray at Hamcation,
right?
And I said last night, and Tim graciously brought me on to the kids table last night. That was fun, but I said last night, this show kind of underwhelmed me. It really did. For everybody hyping it up as long as they have, saying that it's the number 2 largest ham fest in the United States.
It's probably number 2 in terms of people, but the number of people that attend. But in terms of quality, I don't think so. I don't think it's there. I mean, you look at, like, you had Diamond, you had Comet, Flex, Gold Medal. They took up a whole road just in that one building by themselves. And so if you took them out of there, there's still a whole lot of open space for other vendors. And you had like NARA, Elecraft, and Ham Radio Prep all shared, the one same site as what Flex Radio did. And if you really look at it, there really was. I mean, there was probably close to 100 vendors there, but I don't. Again, I think numbers were down for them this year, and I think some of the vendors were down possibly too. Like I said, I think they're starting to price themselves out of that vendor for what it costs for what you get. I know, someone had. So another thing is someone else, I'm not going to go mention where the company is or anything else, but they paid $500 for an advertisement in what they thought was going to be a magazine to be able to, you get like, you walk in the door and you get a gate and you get a magazine that tells you, hey, here's where all the booths are, here's where all the forums are, and here's some different advertisements and maybe an article or two in there, about Hamcation, whatever. And they paid $500 for an advertisement as part of their page. And it's like, well, where's those books at? No one saw them. And there wasn't even like an A-frame or something when you walked in the main building of that east and west building. There wasn't even like a QR code or something for you to download to be able to go, hey, I can find the ham radio or Hamcation guide can be found here. They had no publishing around any of that whatsoever. And you had to download the PDF. Well, come on, people. You have to realize we do have an aging older crowd, and I get that they can use cell phones. I'm not trying to offend you, Dave. But
you guys, there's a few of you that are not much younger than me.
We're not. I give you a hard time.
But Vaughn brought up a good point talking about the food trucks and stuff.
Yeah.
What are they being charged to actually come on property?
Well, and that's something I was going to bring up too. I kept noticing when I was looking at some of these food trucks, they had some sort of a company name on them, CPT. So sure. I'm wondering if that is a contracted company that is operating those food trucks exclusively.
Again, why do they need three food trucks of tacos?
Yeah, and 2 food trucks of Philly cheesesteaks, and
right. So I don't know. Again, I'm not.
Yeah, but CPT
I just think there's a lot of room for them to improve, and some positive changes needs to come from that. So,
well, I know most fairgrounds, because even out here in Missouri, I mean, you go to the fair, during the fair, it's outrageous what they're charging. But I also know they charge them a fortune to come on the property.
Sure. Right. It's either a fortune or a percentage.
Well, I mean, and I'm gonna, Josh, if you don't mind me sharing, is like it was $80 a night. You told me for you to camp there.
Sure.
And you had basically no I mean, you had maybe electric and water, but you had the water was pretty poor to share. But you didn't have you didn't get your own electric hookup and your own septic hookup. You had to kind of share it with amongst some others. And
Well, we had our own electric hookups. We did not have our own water hookups.
a water hookup. But
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
there was a single spigot that everybody shared. But
and I spoke to some other people since then, and it's like, yeah, typical campgrounds when you get your own stuff like that, it's like $50-$60 a night, and they're charging you $80 a night. So I'm assuming they're getting charged a certain spot for RVs or something to come in to the campground. But it's kind of like the you go to your auto parts store, or not auto parts store, but you go to your dealer and you go buy a part from them. They buy it for $3, but they charge you $4 for it, right? They're going to make an upcharge. Or if you have somebody come do a parts or plumbing, maybe 50 cents for this tube of pipe pipe you need for your house. But now they're going to charge you more. They're going to charge you a 10% on top of that for those parts. They're going to make money on the parts as well. And I think Hamcation is probably doing the same thing. They're getting charged a certain number spots for $50 for camping, and then they're upcharging and making more money on top of that. And I get it, but I don't think that they should be profiting that much on it. I mean, I can't. I don't know. Maybe I'm barking down the wrong tree there. I don't know. So, Dave, you camped there too, and everything.
I did.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're kind of getting into the camping world. Maybe you've done it before. I don't know. But what do you typically see for camping prices?
On the way in and out, everywhere I stopped was $60 to $70, but I stayed at higher end RV resorts.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
But being on, I mean, you pay for what you get. Like when I stayed at the casino grounds on the way back, it was only $33 a night, and it was a beautiful RV resort, but they also got $150 of my money in the casino. So there's a balance there. I don't know. It $80 a night for, if you go to an RV rally, you're paying a rally fee and then 50, 60, $70 a night. So it's right along the same lines as going to a large RV rally, right? I mean, $80 a night wasn't bad. So I had Wednesday through Monday, and it was $380 when I paid. So it wasn't bad. I mean, if I went to the RV Radio Network rally, and there was $60 a night for the spot, and then another like $250 for the rally fee. So that was more expensive. Granted, we had all the hookups, but I don't know. The water was there. And typically when you boondock, you fill up your tank and everybody shares water. So that's not a big deal because everybody was able to fill up their tanks and not have to deal with it. There was plenty of power. The power was clean, and we just didn't have a dump site. So I don't think it was bad for being able to stay on the grounds and part of it, you're paying for the not ambiance, but we were all together, and you're kind of paying for that. Right. And I had a blast. So I was really glad I stayed on the grounds.
I enjoy it. I just don't think it was, I just things like they were a little high, but I see one wrote, or maybe Julie, either one wrote this, the sales were down also. And I think the same thing. I looked around, I was like, I didn't see a lot of people carrying, radios out and carrying, big ticket items. They were buying connectors or a cable and little things here and there, but a handful of things disappeared from the swap tables out in the tailgating area. But I don't really feel like there was a lot of sales. Now, like Alpha Antenna, he sold out by Saturday at noon. I mean, he was gone. Gone. Spool Antenna sold out by Saturday, probably at or maybe even it was Friday they were gone, and then they had a few more on Saturday morning. But just gone. They sold out their stuff, but there wasn't very many of those that had that happen. And so,
sounds like somebody else we know.
Yeah,
well,
Dave sold out fast.
I sold out on Friday. So
I don't know that was necessarily the Hamfest itself. The economy's not what everybody thinks it is.
I think it's the same here. Yeah, I think it's just the economy right now. So I think people are on their money.
The other thing I'll say about I wasn't down there, so I didn't see the prices. I've heard what Josh was paying, what you were paying. But also, when you're on a city fairgrounds like that, it's always going to cost more.
Yeah.
Well,
It will. No, it will. I got proof right here. Springfield, Missouri. We don't have the kind of tourists that Orlando would have, and you're paying $12 to $15 for a burger at the fair.
Well, the only thing that I would argue that I said this
20.
I said this the whole weekend is Dayton food doesn't cost what it does in Orlando. Not even close.
Not close.
It's about a third of what Orlando's charging, or the food vendors in Orlando are charging.
It's not a third cheaper, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you would have got the 3 tacos for $5 at
not for 5, but I would
maybe 7.
Maybe 8 to 11.
Right here in Springfield, Missouri, because the fairgrounds here where the More Expo's happening, and they don't even open all the vendors there, but during the fair, those 3 tacos would have cost you $15.
Mm.
Mm.
And that's in Springfield, Missouri.
Right. That's pretty rural. I know. I mean,
fair is one thing,
right?
But we're talking about a ham fest here. It's a little different. They expect it's different, but it's not at the same time. You're kind of expected, if you're bringing the family to the fair, you're kind of expected that you're going to spend a fortune in tickets and food and all this stuff. Right. Whereas the ham fest really should be conditioned. Let's talk about Dealer Dave down there. It should be conditioned to be similar to a casino-like environment where the amenities are not pricey, whereas you'll spend more money with the vendors. I'm just saying. What do you think, Dave? Either one.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't disagree on that.
My big experience is a big fair type thing. So San Antonio Rodeo, you're going to spend $12 for a beer. You're going to spend $20 for a burger and fries. It's just given.
But I guess my point is we're not seeing this at Dayton. We're not seeing it at Huntsville. You're not seeing it at some of these other places like Pacificon. You're not getting some of those other bigger ones.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about your little club ham fest you might have, but you're not getting all those peoples and vendors there either. But you're not seeing this at other places. Why are they getting? I mean, you can't tell me it's because it's Orlando. I don't believe it for one moment. That just because it's Orlando, it's gonna be higher prices. I went out to a restaurant on Thursday night. We had tacos. They were $3.25 a piece, and they were phenomenal tacos, and they were huge, and they filled me up. But it was $3.25 a piece, so that's fine. I paid $10 for it total. No big deal. But I just don't expect to pay 15 to 20 for
Okay,
stuff.
$3.25. There's going to be a lot more in a regular restaurant. Their cost is lower than running. People think a food truck's cheap to run. They're not actually as cheap to run as everybody thinks.
No, they're not. I mean, I'm looking into one myself, but
so you're looking at $3.25 at a restaurant that's open all the time versus $5 for something that's probably not open all the time.
Sure. And let me grab this real quick. I see Mike KE9DSK. What's up, all? Josh, your lighting is horrible. Yes, I was Casper the Ghost for a minute, but I finally got enough of a charge on this my Sony camera to use it as a webcam. I was using this old junky webcam, and so it was all overexposed and everything. But we're here. Hopefully, the camera holds up for the rest of the stream. But it's just what you got there.
That's what you need for your Pocket 3. And I put the link in the private chat.
Oh, that's a bigger battery than what I've got.
That's a 5,000 milliamp hour battery for it.
Oh, wow.
You can actually use it as a brick to charge other things with.
Yeah, you can with this too. This is the expanded battery specifically sold by DJI. I bought the what is it called? The More pack.
Yeah, it's like 1,700.
Yeah.
Huh.
Does that have the little screw in thing on the bottom?
The quarter 20.
I can't tell. I guess it does.
Looks like it does.
It
Yeah.
does.
It's plastic.
Yeah, I'll look into
It actually comes when you buy the battery. Like I said, I dropped the link in the private chat.
Oh, cool. I see that now. So, I mean,
It comes with its own little tabletop tripod.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but back on the food, there's a lot of good, and we haven't acknowledged the chat just yet here tonight, but KF8CGJ says most food trucks are side money. That's true. Some of them are people's real jobs, though. They travel all over the state or whatever to make those events. But WFT Radio says there's also a convenience fee aspect. I can see that. I can totally see that. We're not talking, folks, that we think, and I think I can speak for Marvin here. We're not talking we want dollar menu pulled up over there, but $20. There goes the battery. $20. I'll go back to the webcam in a minute. $20 for a freaking sandwich is ridiculous.
Hey Josh, it was like $25 a couple years ago. It cost my wife and I $53 to get a burger and a fry, and that was like in 2022 probably. So they've came down a little bit in prices, but they're still not where they should be. But my whole point was with Hamcation and overall in general, and I'm talking about generally speaking, I'm not talking about just food trucks. I'm talking about their ticket prices, their booth prices, and things like that, where someone expected to see a magazine ad and they end up with it as a PDF download that nobody. I don't know. I mean, Josh was there, Dave was there. Did you see anywhere about any type of magazine or any type of Hamcation pamphlet of some sort to download or see it?
I saw no printed materials whatsoever.
None. So
I didn't either, but
that person was a little torqued about it, that they had no printed materials, and they expected when they paid a $500 advertisement for their business that it would be showing in
that I could understand, but I mean the cost of food, it's like Eric said, Inland JUR, Nearfest, which doesn't have all the commercial vendors and all that stuff, doesn't have near the same amount of people coming through. For a steak bomb, it cost him $20. Not sure what a steak bomb is, but
I think it's kind of what me and Josh were hinting to a minute ago. It's like, we understand you go into those type of venues, you expect to pay that, but Nearfest is a ham fest. Well, it is, but I mean, I've been there, but I just don't expect to pay those type of prices and it's the only one I've ever done that I pay those type of prices at for a ham fest. So
I'll be honest, I think you're going to start seeing prices go up everywhere.
I'll be interested to see what prices look like at Hamvention and in Huntsville in August. Folks, I know my camera is not working. I am trying to make adjustments here.
So, all right, we'll digress on this. I mean, we spent enough time on it already, but it was just my initial impression. Dave, did you have anything else also about, I know you kind of sold out on Friday as well. Any other thing else about Hamcation? Any good summaries?
Well, it was a good show for us. Booth was busy constantly. More tech support and help than it was. I mean, because we sold out on Friday, but had a lot of good conversations and a lot of people. I do think attendance was light. Friday we were busier Friday than we were Saturday. Saturday about 11 o'clock, it just kind of died.
Usually it's elbows to elbows in there, and that was not the case in Walk Around this year at all. I mean, it was, you're usually trying to push to the crowd to get through, and you did not have to do that this year at all. So,
well, I didn't get to go outside, see the swaps or any of that. So I was in the booth the entire time, and then it was back to the camper and trying to relax.
Right.
But it seemed small.
Was that your first Hamcation too?
No, I was at Hamcation last year. It seemed bigger last year. Seemed like there was more, but
it did.
It's still, Orlando's not a big, when you talk about interior floor space, it's not big. It's the swaps outside and the tailgates that's the big part.
It is.
And I didn't get to see any of that. Or last year I wasn't stuck in a booth, so I got to see everything. But I mean, it was a good show. It wasn't Dayton,
No.
and really, I think interior wise, it was, if you look at it, it was probably the size of Huntsville on the inside.
I think you could fit Huntsville inside. What you could fit Hamcation inside Huntsville. I think.
Yeah.
I really do.
I did notice
that
there was some strangeness. We ended up with 2 booths instead of 1. We paid for 1, and they gave us the booth next to us. So that I guess whoever was next to us bailed at the last minute. So we ended up opening it up to all the ham tubers and like, hey, here's a spot to chill out, rest, charger stuff. I put up chargers where you guys could charge. They could charge all their equipment and everything else. Then it worked out all right, but because I only have enough space, enough stuff to fill up 1 booth.
Right.
So 2 would have made my booth look odd. But there was a lot of that too. I mean, we had like chat radio was completely around us.
Right.
And from what I remember with looking at the map, they were supposed to be across from us, but they ended up next to us as well, which I guess somebody else bailed. So there may have been, the inside may have felt lighter because a lot of people bailed at the last minute.
Yep.
Well,
I wonder why.
You didn't have the wireman there. Messi and Ploney wasn't there. They said Begali Keys wasn't there.
Nope.
So I mean, you had
Neither
quite
one
a
of the
few
2 big
commercial vendors.
Yeah. Neither one of the 2 big key manufacturers were there. Bengali and the other one. I don't remember what the other one was, but neither one of them were there.
But we had
Kenwood
5 mesh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Had a lot
I
of
think
mesh.
I know why Kenwood pulled out because I think they want to debut that radio at Dayton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good thought on that. I was looking at somebody in chat a minute ago. Even EOD Kaboom said, yeah, it seemed like everything was down, attendance, vendors, and any new products. I I logged in late tonight, guys. I'm usually co-hosting here, and I can usually like pull these things up and do things because Josh is out, but I have not logged in, so I don't have the ability to just pull it up and pop that in at the moment. So
I'm here. I'm still screwing with the.
I know you are. That's why I'm
camera.
carrying. I'm carrying the show for you in the meantime. That's fine.
So my Osmo right now is stuck on preparing webcam.
Oh, mine.
I don't understand that.
But yeah, overall, I it is a great show. It is worth going to. I have a few, lack of better words here, bitches about it, but
Yeah, with the camping stuff, it was still cheaper than getting a hotel. I can guarantee that.
Oh, right, for sure.
Staying out of the grounds. But yeah, you're kind of paying for that. I didn't mind paying the rates. I knew ahead of time that there wouldn't be sewer. Their dump station is really lacking. I couldn't use it. I had to go down the road to be able to dump my trailer because it was too big. But water was consistent when we needed it. Electric was solid. I have a Power Watchdog and it never got upset. So, I mean, overall, for what it was all right out in the campgrounds. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I just have to say that with everybody coming back, we ate good because we planned ahead. It was good times every night, good people hanging out every night. So I had a blast. I enjoyed the camping aspect of it way more than I enjoyed the show itself. I didn't buy any radios. Huh?
I think all the YouTubers would agree on that. That's always the time over there. That was fun.
But I have to show off. I bought ham radio adjacent toy.
Oh my!
Ooh,
Yeah, I saw you and Josh arguing over that one.
Yep.
let me pull that up bigger there, Dave. There we go.
So I don't have it completely working, but it is working now. When I bought it, it wasn't working. But yeah, it's the U console with the Hacker Gadgets add-on. So it'll eventually have, well, it's got a built-in RTL SDR, which I got to load the firmware for. So this is the RTL SDR. This is LoRa, so I can do Meshtastic or even the 400 megahertz band. GPS, and then these are all Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antennas. So, but yeah, I got it working today. So now I just got to get some drivers loaded in it. And then there was one key manufacturer there, but he did not have a booth. And I got me
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Paddle.
So
I need to take a trip to St. Louis and go check his setup out.
yeah. So Aaron was actually hanging out with us, and he brought some keys. So I got the nameless key.
I'm
Then
gonna
it
leave it.
matches.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna
And
leave it
I-
optional for you, Dave. But if you want to show off that shirt's pretty funny.
I can go get it. It's pretty funny. I'll go grab it. When somebody else wants to talk for a minute, it'll be a little wrinkled, but
I don't think you've seen it yet, Marvin. It's pretty funny.
I don't think so. No. A couple things. One is that there was I don't know if you guys watched a little bit of the Ham Radio 2.0 stream. They had see if I can find it. I got it right here in front of me. I should have pulled it up a second ago. Oh my gosh, there it is. And I'll pull this up in front of my camera. This is one of the funniest things we had coming out of
yeah, buddy.
That's the biggest reason I'm disappointed I was not at Dayton this year.
We have these in stickers and buttons both. I did not get a button from Jason. I'll have to get one from him later, but that was pretty good. And that's actually a true working website, which is pretty funny. And then I this past week on my way from I left Hamcation on Sunday morning, went home, packed, and on Monday night or it was Monday I started traveling. And Monday evening, I was able to stop over at Mr. K8 KAZ Levi's house, QTH, and got to visit with him and meet him in person. So it was a very good pleasure to be able to have the opportunity to visit his station, see his shack and some of his setup, because we coincidentally really run pretty much the same type of equipment, from computers to the mixer to the radios. More alike than we knew. So it was pretty funny. But it was really nice to be able to visit him and spend some time there with him after Hamcation and get to meet him in person. So pleasure was really all mine. So
pleasure was mine. It was nice having you here and meeting you.
Yes, it was good to meet in person. And we shared some stickers back and forth, and I know I have his offhand here somewhere, but I don't know where they're at right offhand. But there you go. There's mine. So I got yours somewhere. I know I do. And I'm just still putting things together. My truck also had to go to the shop on Wednesday morning, so I cleaned everything out from that. And so everything kind of I had a pile of mail that was coming back, and it was ridiculous. So I had a lot to try and uncover on my desk here and deal with. So, but yeah, it's been good. So
Julie made a great point in the comments there that for $20 she could buy a Baofeng. So maybe they start calling them burgers down there Baofeng burgers.
Right.
Well, no. Levi, she said she could buy a Baofeng and bling it up.
That's true.
Oh,
that is very true.
So Dave mentioned a minute ago, one of the big things that he kept doing more than selling was maintenance, getting people's firmware flashed. So he had a little shirt made. Give us a look at that there. You're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Muted.
most of Friday was flashing devices for the Hamcation firmware. Half of Saturday Saturday morning was flashing people for the Hamcation firmware. Saturday afternoon was flashing devices back, and a little bit on Sunday. So by Saturday midday, I was about done. So I had this shirt made.
You said you were going to get one made, Dave.
That's funny. It's hilarious.
Well, hey, Dave, you said Friday, Saturday. You left the stream Thursday night because guys wanted you to flash devices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized that you never made it back after you cut out.
I didn't.
Hey, but Ginger was a true delight. That was awesome to have Ginger on the stream and get to meet her. And she's sounds like she's going to get her license.
Yeah, she is. And she even went a little bit deeper. She's very techie. Obviously, she comes from the maker world, and she went and roamed the swaps and everything for about 2.5 hours. It was like, look, go explore, learn. She came back with a tube that somebody was giving away for free, which kind of reminded her part of her backstory or whatever is, China is what it is, but her dad was very smart electronics guy. They got pushed out into the farms and was told to become a farmer, right? So while he was out there, he was scavenging stuff to make radios so that he could listen to the radio. And that's how he learned English, is listening to American radio. Well, she remembers from her childhood tubes and stuff from a radio we built. So when she found somebody out there was giving old tubes away for free, probably blown tubes or whatever. So she grabbed one of those. Then she got Arduino for ham radio, which is right up her alley, right? With the makerspace, using Arduino devices to do different things. And she got a book to study for her tech license. And so, yeah, she's on her way. She's going to get her tech and then go from there. So she's in South America somewhere at a conference right now, texting me about people down there wanting to put 3 to 20 watt amplifiers on their Meshtastic devices. So,
wow. Yeah, that wouldn't fly in the United States, would it?
no, you can only do up to 1 watt, but either way, even at 1 watt, you're screaming to a bunch of people that whisper. So you are going to hit people that will not be able to respond back. You'll never hear them respond back. So,
yeah.
Tim?
Well, folks, we are joined by the man, Gray Man Poda. Tim, we were talking earlier. What was your impressions on Hamcation this year, and get anything cool?
It was hammy.
We did have some bacon. We had some good bacon.
We did.
Yeah.
Courtesy of 2.0.
Jason has proven his worth as a bacon cooker. I mean, hey, we've all got talents, right? And his is cooking up some bacon. But yeah, I liked it. We talked about this a little bit last night. I feel like the numbers were down just a little bit from previous years, but still a good show. And I think Marvin asked me the question while you guys were live streaming the other night, and Marvin basically asked me, was what did I want to get out of the show? And I basically pointed behind me to the 20 or 30 people that we had sitting there in the compound hanging out, and that was it right there. That was why I came to Hamcation this year, was to spend time with the people, the camaraderie, the groups of people from all over the country that came together to share a common hobby. That was my goal, and that's what I achieved.
You're not lying about that. Among all 3 of the big festivals that now I've been to all 3, that is my favorite aspect of these shows, getting to see people, especially with Orlando in the compound the way it is. Yeah, we've got kind of that going on at Huntsville, but we're still kind of spread out. But
yeah,
it's so much fun just getting to hang out, prank each other, which there's a prank that no one will ever find out about. It better not see the light of day. But Dave knows what I'm talking about. I think Tim knows what I'm talking about too. I know Marvin wasn't there at that point, but oh goodness, it was a lot of fun. Lot of fun.
And not to mention the Tennessee tornado was it was like an amusement ride at Disney World.
That's the first time you've described it like that.
Well, that might be going a little too far. Maybe one over at Dollywood.
All right, tell a story.
Well, there was nothing to tell. I mean,
bull hockey. You told the whole dang kids table last night.
Well, see, then I'm sure they all heard it last night. But no, so I was the trailer that we were in, the bunkhouse part of the RV, was about 8 feet from the sleeping area of the dummy load. And I'm laying there in bed and I got my noise canceling headphones in, and I'm actually actively watching a video, and I hear this snoring, and I thought it was somebody there in the bunk room with me, and I pulled one of my hearing aids or earbuds out, and it wasn't anybody in the room. It was the Tennessee tornado in the next RV over. It was rattling the bunkhouse. Yeah.
So
I'm sorry. I had to laugh.
He swears up and down. He swears up and down that his wife tells him he does not snore. And I think one person last night on the kids' table appropriately said it. I think all of our wives tell us that we don't snore very loud.
well, here's the thing. That was on night number 1.
And that was the traveling ham.
No one else, no one ever said anything about it again. So I was very, very exhausted that night. And I may have just been sleeping hard. I don't know.
Hey, I did not out you. I did not. I want everybody to know that I did not out Josh. He self-outed himself as the Tennessee tornado. Nobody would have ever known, Josh, if you had not said it was me.
Because I knew where the location was.
Well,
There's other people in Tennessee. It could have been
ACK.
It could have been ACK.
When you explained the distance from trailers, from all the videos, I knew how the compound was set up.
Exactly.
Well,
So it was me, Jason on one side. It was ACK on the end cap.
yeah.
Dave and Kyle on the other side.
Mhm.
That dealer Dave and Kyle on the other side, and then Pota Power had the other end cap. Unless I'm forgetting somebody, I think that's right.
Spot on.
That was it.
And then on the outs on the other side of Jason, John Gendron was there. Oh God, I can't. What is his call sign? It's he's another guy from Tennessee. I think he's from Tennessee. CW is the last 2 letters of his call sign. It's Todd. He was over there. He had the Taj Todd with him. It was a big giant parked next to the Taj Dave.
Yeah.
And then frequency frenzy.
Frontiers.
Frontier. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I always mess that up. Frequency Frontier, Dave from South Carolina. He was on the other side there. And Hector, another gentleman from Tennessee.
Yeah.
He had he has one of those Mercedes conversion RVs, which is really nice. He's actually he's from California. He retired from California to Tennessee. And we first met him at More Expo. So, but he is a ham radio operator too. So he's been coming to some of the events now. I think he was at Huntsville this past year, and he is planning to be at More Expo again.
Yeah, it was a good time. I'm seeing a lot in the chat. I've seen this a few times.
Mhm.
Folks talking about Rars Fest.
Yep.
If you're not familiar with Rars Fest, there's a video that's either out or coming out in the next day or two about Rars Fest. Let me see when that is scheduled to post. So Rars Fest is the Raleigh, North Carolina Ham Fest, and I went last year, and I got to tell you, folks, it was a great time. It was a great time. The downfall of that festival, though, is a 1-day fest. So it's a little difficult for me to make that trip every year. So the video on Rars Fest will come out tomorrow. That's my little interview with Nancy, and it'll also have some B-roll from last year's Ham Fest. But honestly, the footprint of Rars Fest is close to the footprint of Huntsville. Little lower on the vendor side, but about the same or a little better on the flea market side. So if you were in the Raleigh, North Carolina area or driving distance for Raleigh, definitely check that one out. It's worth your time. It's about 6 hours for me, but it is April the 4th. There's the other downfall this year. It's Easter weekend.
Weekend.
Easter weekend. So I hope the best for Nancy. I hope they have a great show this year, but that's another part of the reason I won't make this one. But it is a absolute great show. So go check that one out. Next couple of stops for me as far as the Hamshack TV Hamfest Tour Fueled by Ham Radio Prep and World Radio League will be Dayton in May, which I think we will see Dealer Dave there, of course. I think Tim, you'll be there. That's a neighbor for you.
Yes, sir.
Marvin, are you going to make it?
I will make Dayton, yes.
Yeah. So Dave and Levi, are you planning on trying it?
Dayton, I'm trying, but it's still up in the air if I'm going to make Dayton or not.
Yeah.
I've got tickets and got plans, and as long as work don't mess it up, I'll be there.
Yeah. All
Good
right.
job.
Getting closer and closer. And Andy sends his regards, by the way, y'all. Andy has some family coming in town tonight, so we gave him the night off. But Andy will be there. So
that was without pay, correct?
yes, without
Okay.
pay.
That's good.
Without pay.
That's good.
We
So
don't
your next
run a
stop,
budget.
Josh?
We don't run a big budget around here. What's up, Dave?
Your next stop should be Springfield, Missouri in April.
That's what I told him. I told him that last night.
Y'all going to fuel the dummy load to pull over there?
I'll fill up the dummy load.
I don't want to know what you'll fill up the dummy load with.
That's the thing, because the dummy load takes no gas.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll pay for the gas of the dummy load.
I can't make any promises, but I'd like to do that next year. I really, really would. I really would. We'll just have to see. And in full transparency to audience and everybody, this is a business, so it's got to be
Funding.
right. It's got to be funded, and it's got to be right for me to pull off.
Well, there's fun.
Well, it's not.
That's the first.
It's not a one-day show.
Well, it's not about that. That's a big haul. That's like Orlando for me, and I am questioning doing whether or not I'm going to do Orlando again next year, because it was a big haul. $150 in gas both ways, and
I'll double that for me.
yeah, well, yeah, you're up in Indiana, but you ain't pulling something behind you either.
Yeah.
So
I think
Yeah, I'm sure Dave's finding that out now with that big RV you've got.
yeah, it was about $600 in gas round trip.
Well, when you think about that, if you just add the money up, right? Besides spending the time, flights, what, $450 rental car
Minimum. Yeah.
I mean, you are tying up. You're going to spend money one way or another to get there.
Yeah.
Now I flew last year, and I had to fly over to. I had to fly into Tampa. There was something going on. The flights were just ridiculously high getting into the Orlando area. I rented a vehicle. The vehicle sat there basically from Thursday afternoon through Sunday until I left to go back to the airport. That's part of the reason why I drove this year. That I wanted to hit some of those states along the way for POTA. Mike, Traveling Ham, says that's why he travels slow. And he is a professional RVer.
Oh yeah. That my plan for next year is, instead of, I'm so used to taking trips, and now I don't take trips.
Yeah.
I will head towards Orlando a month or two in advance and go somewhere, like drive for 6 hours, stop, spend 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks somewhere, then drive 6 hours and stop and spend a month or so there, and just kind of work my way to that. And then from there, work my way, up towards Dayton, and then work my way over towards Huntsville, and just kind of stop places in between. Instead of the oh man, by the third day of travel pulling that thing, I've beat.
Oh, I bet.
Don't want to see the inside of my truck for a very long time.
We lost Marvin there. He'll be back, I'm sure. But yeah, so we'll see how this year goes and how funding and things go, and maybe we'll try to pull it off. Also, I still work full time, and I want to get so much time off, and I don't want to burn all my time off on this. I want to have some family time, be able to do a family vacation if we want to.
Bring him with you.
That's part of why Dayton's up in the air for me, because taking 2 weeks. The first part of that 2 weeks is for more expo. And then Saturday afternoon, we're starting to head to California. You'll spend some time with my oldest daughter and my 3 youngest grandbabies.
Tim, you said bring them with me. I think Whitney would even come over here and get on the live stream and say she'd rather have every single tooth yanked out of her head than to go to a ham fest with me.
Well, so when I first started coming in, I think the wives at Huntsville, when they come along, they'll make plans to go do stuff in town. They don't hang out with the guys. They'll come back and hang out at the campsite, but they kind of go off and do their own thing. And Huntsville's a fun area. There's a lot to do there outside of just the ham fest.
Yeah, there is. You got the Space and Rocket Museum. You've got all kinds of restaurants and shops and just stuff to do down there. It's a great little town.
There's a lot of I don't want to say girly things, but girly things, shopping and antiquing and things like that in an area that's different than where you live.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, sure.
You can find different things.
So, folks, I do want to remind you, channel donations are available. You can see that little dollar sign down in the corner. If you feel like supporting the channel and maybe making my decision to go to Springfield a little easier, super chats are helpful in that. So please give generously if you feel like a donation to super chat. So far, this week's record is blank. So anybody gets it, it's up for grabs, and we'll go from there.
I one more quick thing about Hamcation before we move on.
Yeah.
This guy had it. Oh my gosh, not.
Oh, who is that guy?
Cup your hand behind it like that. There you go. Those are awesome. Let me blow that up.
And big in that thing.
Yeah.
And big in it. Yes, that was a Frank term last night.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was a good sticker. I like that one this year from him. And then what's the other one that I just came across? I was looking at. I had a bunch of them today. Like, I gotta get these posted. But the other thing is, like, I kind of cool. My video's coming on this tomorrow, I think it is. But there's a thing called SWR Magazine there, and it wasn't a fancy sticker, but go check them out. They are really cool. And if not, check out my video coming out tomorrow on them. That was pretty cool. And then I was looking for the other one from. I just had it here today. What do I do with it? Come on. Of course, they had the Pota Power sticker there. But I was actually looking for the Hamcation sticker itself. That was pretty cool because they had it for the. Oh my gosh, I really don't know what I did with it. It was sitting right in the pile. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the Hamcation sticker for this year. For the love of amateur radio. And it's kind of over Valentine's Day weekend. So that was a really cool sticker that they had this year as well. I thought that was pretty cool. So that was fun.
I didn't even realize that was a heart in the background.
What did you think it was, Dave?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be very selective about what stickers I put on the dummy load. That one made the cut. I put it. It's on the back of the dummy load. The only other sticker that's on there, other than the sticker that says the dummy load on it, I decided to put Pota Power sticker right next to the dummy load because they're the ones that ended up naming the stupid thing.
Absolutely.
You obviously didn't look very well. Speaking of shenanigans.
What did you all do to the dang?
I'm not saying.
Marvin's acting like he already knows.
I'm not going to tell.
Oh, but I know where he's going with this, so I get it.
I did, but I'm very selective about the stickers that go on my truck too. And I will tell you this: the K8MRD is wrong.com made it on my truck. So,
did you check your antennas?
Oh, we spent a long time dealing with antennas
on your truck.
Me and dealer Dave and Jason and what was the other guy's name?
The one in the Mercedes.
Yeah. Oh, Hector. Was it Hector?
Yeah, Hector. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought this little telescopic outbacker, and I don't think it's going to work for me. But anyway, what antenna? Are you talking about my antenna, my VHF, UHF on the front of the truck?
I don't know.
I know it's not on my Starlink because that was put away.
You're going to have to just go check it out, I guess.
Oh, Lord. I may do that live. Hey, Marvin, take it over. Start with the QSO parties. I'm going to go look. We're gonna get a live reaction. We're gonna get a live reaction.
Josh is going to be out there in his britches with his iPhone in one hand and a flashlight in the other hand, walking around.
So while Josh is doing that, we're going to get into a nice topic a little bit. It's talking about state QSO parties. And I'm just going to take a quick poll of the panel here real quick. How many of you guys participate in state QSO parties?
I have. Not sure how much I'm going to in the future, but I have. Yes. Texas QSO party.
I'm going to start with Levi first because he's probably the newest of hams in this panel. Did you participate some in this year already or a little bit last year too?
I have pretty much since I got my general and jumped on High Freak. Mainly they're easy QSOs and it's easy to start filling in the states, trying to get the 50 states, and which I'm down to just one. I just need to confirm Hawaii.
Nice. Yeah, that's one of the tougher ones. I get my WAS award. I got to get it in a plaque in a frame, but I did get my WAS award this last week. So that was pretty cool to get that. It worked all state.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to read this off the state QSO party website. And it says, if you're new to QP contesting, get involved with the fun. To qualify for state QSO party challenge, you must make at least 2 QSOs in any 2 SQP approved QP contests, which is QSO parties. We'd like to encourage at least a one-time ops to become qualified to get SQP challenge and get involved with other awards programs. So there's 47 approved contests out there. It's like, well, we got 50 states. Well, not all 50 states participate, but then you get like the Atlantic, you get the 7th Call Area QSO party. There's an Atlantic Canada QSO party, British Columbia QSO party, a Canadian Prairies QSO party, and then one of the other odd one in there. I saw one more in that list. I don't see it right offhand, but a lot of your states do them. There's a New England QSO party because that's all kind of a big conglomerate as well that they have now. Like Vermont and New Zealand one, but New England will do one as a whole as well. And then what's really cool is if you get like the Washington State Salmon Run, I think they actually give away some prizes for that one. The Minnesota QSO party will actually give away some actual physical prizes as well. I want to say give away some like wild rice and some other stuff. You have to go look at each specific QSO party for each state to be able to do that. I don't think Idaho gives away potatoes, but they might have something too. I don't know. But this is like Levi said, it's a really great way to get your different contacts for all the different states. And there's a lot of the states will have their own individual rules for each one. So whether you're going to do like, I literally print off, I have it right here in front of me. I do have, but I can't quite reach it. I literally go to the state QSO party website and I print off the whole schedule for each year. And I just kind of highlight in black each week as it goes by. And for the ones I may miss or I can't get to. But there is, a lot of times, a lot of the states will sometimes have an in-state QSO party. So you're trying to get all the counties you can involved within that state itself. And then you have the outside people. So let's say here I'm in Wisconsin. So I'm going to try and work as many in-county Wisconsin counties as I can. But then there's people on all the other states around or that for people that want to participate and try and participate. There's an external group as well. So it can be internal, external. And so you have 2 different people kind of doing 2 different things. And the, there's roving awards. You can do mobile, things like that. So, I know a lot of people go out and just do maybe try and cover 3 or 4 counties as a mobile unit and rove through the different counties and get different points based on that as well and making contacts. And that's really great when you have a driver and you have somebody just, making contacts as you go. But some people will go sit for a while and they'll just move to the next county. But you really, if you do that, you need to go and, really kind of plan your route and know where you're going to go at the same time to be able to be most efficient at that. So you're just not trying to, drive, somewhere randomly. You need to kind of know where you're going to go.
Yeah. About 3 years ago, I got to be the driver. Right.
Okay.
It was a brand new ham and we did a 12 county rove. And
Wow.
man, did he have it planned out. And he was like, we're going to go from this road to this road. We're stopping here for exactly 23 minutes.
Yep.
And then we're going to move on. And guys chased us all the way across to try and catch all those counties. But it was a blast. It was a very long drive. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'd do it again because it's tiring. Very tiring.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, it does add a significant amount of activity, but it also adds a lot of fun to the QSO bar too. Because
Yeah.
I did that when I was chasing somebody last year through, I think it was a couple southern Minnesota counties, and you could literally see him go from county to county, and then they stop for a while. They'd make a bunch of QSOs, and he's like, "Now, then you catch him in the next county again." And it was fun to chase them along the way. It really
Yeah.
was a good time. But you really want to try and target each state or region or county as much as you can. And there is a lot of the loggers will tell you whether you're kind of it will tell you that when you go to like enter FJP, or I don't know if that's a good example, but they will have kind of an internal if you're in state or if you're out of state, it's kind of two different loggers that you need to go for because you're getting different information. But the other thing is you have to know a lot of the, and I'm not finding it offhand, and maybe someone else can tell me where it's at. Maybe you have to go to each Colorado. Let me just pull up like Colorado QSO party. Maybe you have to go there.
So I know a lot of the counties now, or the state QSO parties, have standardized on county abbreviations.
That's where I'm going
Yeah.
with. And
Yeah,
I'm trying-
so I mean, because
Mm.
there's a lot of common county names across the states.
there
And
is.
so yeah, they've standardized on that. So that makes that a little bit easier for logging purposes.
So let me
And
say
I-
this: whatever you did, Tim, did
Yes,
not
sir.
make it back to Tennessee.
That you know about. And who said I did it?
Well, you brought it up. So
I might have brought it up, but
he who
it's-
smelt
hey,
it dealt it.
no. It's not Smeller's
No,
the
no.
feller around here, buddy. The
Tim's
Smeller's the
the
feller doctor.
instigator.
I'm just an instigator. It might have been Dave for all you know. He might have hung a mesh-tastic note off your vehicle. You don't know that
I would have already known that by now.
in the form of a air freshener.
I don't know. You're a mesh core guy now, so could you really tell us?
So yeah, you wouldn't see the
No,
most testing.
I
That's
have
right.
I have a mesh-tastic device here.
Yeah.
So there we go. I was able to find like New England QSO party, for example. You can get a map of the Northeast counties, and then you can see where all of them are. And then you, if you scroll, like here's the county abbreviations over here, and you'll tell you for each one what they are. So they'll have their own abbreviation for each one. So you just need to know what they are. And again, it's going to be Maine, and then PEN is what you're looking for Pinot's County. You know. So those are one of those kind of examples. So it's usually just a 3-digit letter, but you need to know what each of those are. If you're like in Rutherford County, I think it was RUT. I think it was like Rutherford County for Tennessee. So, but you need to go figure out what each of those are for your QSO party that you're doing.
My gosh.
And
That's a Texas-sized county up there at the tip of Maine. Holy
Yeah.
cow. I
yeah,
think it's huge.
There ain't nobody lives there though.
That's what I'm saying. It's a Texas-sized county.
but that's so you go to this website, the stateqsoparty.com, and that will give you a lot of the information. And then you can go start looking at the 47 approved contest and all the different ones through here and what's coming up. And if I give myself one second. So,
Or Marvin, if you're a World Radio League user, you can go to the contest page and find the state QSO parties.
true,
Right.
there is that too. And the so there's I just print off each year. I just print off this list. Again, there we go. And I just start highlighting them off as they go and as they go down. And they usually run. They start usually about the beginning of February, and then there's kind of this lull at the end of February there where there's nothing for whatever reason for like a month, and then it goes to starts in March, and it's usually I want to say it's almost every weekend between March and this year they're going through the middle of October. So, but there and there's. So the problem is what you run into a lot of the times is like I'm looking at just real quick example is in October 10th. There's the Arizona QSO party, the Pennsylvania QSO party, and the South Dakota QSO party all on that Saturday. And then on Sunday is the Pennsylvania QSO party. And the nice thing about these though, they're not real heavy hitting contests. I mean, yeah, people are trying to make as many contacts as they can and whatnot during that time, but they It's a little bit more slower pace. You don't, you can do it at your own pace. You don't have to rush a whole lot, but you can, get through some of those, and you can, choose what you're, kind of choose which one you want to participate in. And you might be able to get, try and get all of them, but they only work a few hours. So I want to say like the Minnesota QSO party was only like, I want to say it was like from 4 to 8 p.m. or something recently. Maybe I'll go pull it up and look at that. What it was. It was a very short, brief. It was only like 4 hours long. So it went from. It wasn't that one. It wasn't Minnesota's. That was somebody else's. Because that went from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
I think every state kind of varies. So you do want to make sure you check that and check their rules.
Exactly.
In Missouri, we do 2 days.
Yeah.
But it's 14 UTC on Saturday to 0400 UTC. And then Sunday, you can come back at 1400 UTC to 2000 UTC.
Yeah. So, and your kind of points are based on that. And then a lot of your scores are uploaded to 3830scores.com is where you upload a lot of them to. Sometimes they may be just within, if you're in like, I don't know, for example, I'll just pull a state out like Vermont, you might just upload it right to their website directly. And then they will, I think Missouri, you upload right to their own, to their own site. I know I did that last year.
Yep. We do in-state awards, and for people out of state, they get certificates too.
Yep. So you can find a lot of information out. Again, you have to go look at each state individually for what you want to participate in. But these are a lot of fun, a great way to work a lot of states. If you're a county chaser or a grid chaser, it's a good way to do that as a way to help get some of those other grids that you're looking for. That if you're using something like Grid Tracker, you can see what grids you have, which ones you don't, and you can start to figure out what counties those are. You got to do a little research, a little homework around some of this, but it's a great way to go figure those things out as well. So. And like I said, you can win some awards on them. I haven't participated enough to be able to get to that privilege yet, but I'm kind of hoping this year I will. That's one of my goals. I'm going to participate in a lot more QSO parties. I'm hoping on the weekends. Usually it's really hard on a Saturday afternoon when it's really nice and sunny out and you want to be outside. You don't want to be working. I wish they'd do them more during the winter because you don't want to be, out in the sunny, summer doing them. But
well, that's like with ours this year. The weekend before more. So there's a good possibility that I'm going to be busy getting stuff prepped for more and then getting stuff prepped to head to California.
So that is the weekend before more, because I was talking with Aaron and you guys, somebody was mentioning Rover. He told me they're planning on doing 19 counties.
Yep.
Cover 19 counties this year as a Rover for the Missouri QSO party.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and our counties are a little closer together than Texas.
Well, yeah, so are ours.
So that's April 12th for everybody coming up. They'll be doing April 12th. So maybe put that on your calendars.
So I'm looking at the Indiana QSO party map, and we have 92 counties here in Indiana. So they've already started populating. There's at least some operators that are going to say, hey, I am operating in this county specifically to hold it. There's some as fixed stations, some are doing it portable. And I think it depends. So now something that Indiana does, it's a little different. They pick counties, rare counties, and that's based on, I think, the last year's QSO breakdown.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Last year's QSO count. So this year they've got, I think, 9 counties that had very low QSO numbers last year. So those are the rare counties, and you can actually get extra points if you make a contact with somebody in that county. It also encourages in-state operators to maybe operate out of those counties portable, because they'll get more points as an in-state operator. They run 2 special event stations for the first QSO during the QSO party. With that special event station, you get 100 bonus points for it. But we also have a spotter page for the Missouri QSO party, because Missouri QSO allows self-spotting. As they should. In this day and age, you should.
So that's kind of like as between what Dave and Tim were talking about, is like, you can operate on, like, if I'm going to take Indiana, for example. I pulled that up and looked at it. You got Indiana high power, you got low power, QRP power, portable, rover, mobile, multi, Indiana club, a rare county fixed, a rare county portable. And you can win. Some of these places actually will give you plaques for these as well. And those are like the first, top 10 I gave you there. And so, there's a few more out of Indiana as well. But it's just, so let me ask a question. Who's lost so far in the chat?
Did we just lose the whole stream?
We just lost the whole stream. There's still 40-something watching, but it's just, you can see how, I want to say convoluted this can be. It's not, it sounds like it's really like, wait a minute, that's way too much work for me to go work some QSO party. It's like, but they are a lot of fun and they're really enjoyable.
It's not really that big of a deal.
Not that big.
I mean, if you're operating in state, that's what a lot of those categories are for, right?
Yes.
So, pick your choice. Maybe you run QRP. It might be a good way to get a plaque and to get recognized, because not everybody wants to run QRP at a QSO party, right? So maybe your competition is very low. And Hamshack Eric was talking one time. He did did one where he operated QRP, maybe made 10 contacts or something, and got a plaque for that category because nobody else submitted more than 10 contacts. So there you go. The big thing is just really just go out and have fun.
It is.
Enjoy it, right? And you don't have to operate the whole time. It's some people call it a contest, but do it for the fun of it.
It's actually
it is kind of that, it's really more of a party to have a little fun.
It is. It's fun, but you know what? It's actually it could, if you really enjoy doing this kind of stuff, you might enjoy contesting.
Yeah. You got the admin of the Missouri QSO party in the chat.
He is. Hey, what's going on, Kyle?
Hey, we're getting a bunch of Orlando folks in here. Bill's in here too.
Oh, we darn. Dave, you got pants on, right? Good.
What's on below the desk?
I'm always afraid when he slides back that we're gonna get a surprise.
Well, that's like one of the categories is expedition stations. You can go straddle county lines, but the radio has to split both counties. The station has to split both counties.
So you put your antenna on one side and you put your radio on the other, and carry the antenna, carry the coax.
I'm just hoping I'm completely ready so I can participate this year.
We had something like that. I don't know if they still do it.
Down.
But so I've got a great trifecta of that, because I can sit over in the Morgan Monroe State Forest, literally on the county line, and straddle Morgan and Monroe and be in a POTA park.
Nice. I'm sitting 500 feet from the Indiana state line. It's 500 feet south of me. I wonder if I could straddle that and count something.
It'd be something.
Yeah.
Are you, Levi, are you on the Indiana side or the Michigan side?
I am 500 feet north of Indiana. I wish I was on the Indiana side, to be honest, but
yeah.
I'm right where 69 goes into Michigan. I'm 3 miles from there.
Okay.
He is literally, and I'm telling you, he is about 500 feet from the Indiana state line. He is not far away at all.
I will say this, guys. If anybody's got any questions about the Missouri QSO party, he's not lying when he says he's the admin of the Missouri QSO party. You can get your questions answered by Kyle, no problem.
That's right. I know there was a line of people while Kyle was trying to use the bathroom at Hamcation asking him questions specifically about the QSO party. Yeah.
Might I add the nasty bathrooms?
You talking about the ones in the shower house?
Yes, the ones closest to us. Those are nasty. I just rode the scooter on into the fairgrounds and went to the better ones.
Those were the better ones.
The ones over by the buildings.
Yeah,
by the showrooms, those were better. The ones that were by us were perpetually nasty. One day I found the whole roll of toilet paper in the commode. The next day I found a whole roll of toilet paper in the sink.
Wow.
And then another commode in there had water shooting out of the plumbing like it was a fountain every time it flushed.
I heard
So,
about that.
Yeah, it's gross.
So I know we quite often push World Radio League on this channel as well as mine own, and they've been doing a really great job over there to have all the different, as you said, it's not really a contest, but on their contest side in World Radio League page, you can go pull up all the different QSO parties and enroll there. And the thing is, you also have to know what identifier exchange that you're going to have. Some will do, maybe name and county. It might be just county. And I'm trying to, what does Missouri use? I don't remember it, Dave or Tim, if you guys know what Indiana uses.
County.
Missouri's counties.
Yeah,
Is it
county.
County, or is it like a name and a county or something? Like hey, it's Tim Rutherford County, or Tim.
Now you got me drawing a blank, but I can tell you,
Man, I don't know.
unless Kyle answers it before I get it answered.
I can't remember either what some of those are, and I think I want to say some states vary, on what that is, what the exchange is, but just again, go look at each.
Yeah, Missouri. That's what I thought. It's call sign RST and 300 county code.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Indiana, it is signal report and county code. Actually, we're 5 letters, but what because we might be multiple on the same day, so it's IN and then the 3-digit county.
Okay.
So it would be IN, MOR for where I live.
So yeah, just be aware that you have to know what the specific exchange for each one is. So if you have, like I said a minute ago, where you have in October, and I know there's a couple other that match this as well. I mean, like I want to say like 9/19, you've got Texas, Iowa, New Jersey, New Hampshire, and Washington. Washington State 7 run. All of those are on the 19th of September. And so if you come across those, you need to know for each one what the exchange is for that one, because you're going to have all kinds of people chasing that weekend from Texas to Washington State and New Jersey. So you're going from border to border there. So
I will say, Marvin was talking about exchanges. That's one thing I'll say. Missouri QSO party, we do not have a word salad for an exchange.
yeah.
I hate that word salad. Hey, yeah. Josh, do you see a thing I put up there?
Yeah, here we go. There we go.
There you go. That explains Orlando right there.
Yep.
If you have to tell people what to put in the toilet, that says a lot.
Yep. Can't believe you took a picture of that. But
I agree with Kyle in the chat. He said there needs to be a universal state county exchange.
So is Missouri doing the same thing where they'll do like MO and then the three letter county name, or is it just 3-letter county name?
I think it's just a 3-letter
just
county.
County. Yep, just a county.
Yeah. So it would be
now non-Missouri give us their state, but no, for Missouri it's just a 300 county.
Well, in some places you have serial numbers too, which is 001, 002, 003.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's my question though. I'm just thinking about this. And so let's say you got these multiple state QSO parties on the same weekend, and you're working the I'll just pull up what was one of those Texas. You're working the Texas QSO party on September 19th, but you also come across New Jersey. As you're making a contact, if you're logging for the Texas and you're trying to go after that one, because you really have to make when you're choosing your whatever logger you're at, let's say you're using World Radio League in this example, and you're enrolled in the Texas QSO party, and you come across a New Jersey contact out there. I don't know. Can you put just the New Jersey 3-letter code out there in, or do you just have to put New Jersey as the out of state at that one?
So most of your loggers format their templates for that specific contest,
right?
Because they're validating counties and stuff like that, and tracking points. I think the ones like the 7QP, where it's the 7 states doing it at the same time, they all have a standardized format. They're actually operating as one QSO party.
Right.
Probably why there's like 5 characters, state and county name.
I'm saying Texas, Iowa, New Jersey all the same weekend, and you're in Texas and you're operating internal, but you end up making contact with a New Jersey station is trying to contact you, and you're making that contact with them because they want that Texas county too. How do you log in New Jersey? Is it just going to log?
It would just be out of state. It would be New Jersey.
It'd just be New Jersey. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. If you're operating inside the state of the QSO party outward, you're just going to log it as any other state that you're making the contact with. They would log it as if they're inside the state for their QSO party, and they're however they do. I don't know, but the point is that it's yes.
Okay. And if you're out of state and you're working in that state, then you just have to grab that county identifier. For each. Yep. But the thing is, here, I think I know where I'm going with this, is that if you're enrolled in the Texas one, but yet you're starting to make some contacts with New Jersey because of propagation or your antenna change direction, whatever, you can't just switch over to, I suppose you could just switch over to the New Jersey log, because you're going to submit that as your Texas log in general. Because if you're in Iowa and you're working the Texas QSO party and you're trying to do that, but yet somehow your beam turns or your propagation is just perfect and you're getting more East Coast for some reason, you start doing New Jersey stuff, you can't really put that into your Texas QSO party log, can you? I mean, are you going to have to switch logs?
You would have to switch logs. If I was in Texas working the Texas QSO party and wanted to try and work New Jersey's QSO party, I would have to change logs, because within Texas, once you get New Jersey, you've gotten New Jersey.
Right.
Yep.
There's not in our log, there's not room for counties within New Jersey. It's just New Jersey.
Yeah.
So
that's the problem I was running into last year, is like there was multiple QSO parties going on a weekend, and then you're starting to get multiple states or multiple locations, and it was becoming confused. Like, I can't just go, I need to go switch logs real quick and do that. And I was using, I want to say Skookum Logger or something else. I don't remember which one right offhand. And it was really kind of confusing and hard to keep track of and follow a little bit. So
Kyle made some more comment about 7QP, and NEQP does this at N1MM.
Okay.
So they probably handle that. I know Sebastian with Polo was starting to make templates. I don't know if all the states QSO parties have found their way in there. N3 FJP also has he has the core program, the logging, and then you can if you buy the suite, he's got all the individual QSO parties set up where you download it and it brings in a specific template for that, does all the tracking specific to it. And it's I think it's the first question is, are you in state or are you out of state?
Yep.
So if you want to work the New Jersey party from Missouri or something like that, and you want to try to work all the states as an out of state thing, you can track it all in that program. Also, I'm assuming that World Radio League is going to do the same thing, where you've got the option of, are you working in state or out of state?
Yeah, I haven't looked at theirs to see. I haven't participated in a QSO party.
Well, the QSO parties I've participated in, they were still working on templates.
Yeah.
It didn't really say in state or out of state, but it basically set the template up like the QSO party. If you were out of state, you're still getting their county, but your exchange, actually they were having problems with that. So maybe it's fixed. I'm gonna have to check it out the next QSO party. So you can just put your state in for your exchange.
Yeah.
Kyle also says that N1MM has been testing the swap contest macro that would maybe swap between different states for you, but he would not trust it.
Yeah, that's
Kyle,
because you're gonna have to swap between them somehow. Yeah. So that's kind of the challenge I ran into last year when I was doing it was either New England or something, because you're going to submit to each state individually, and if you're just running it, it becomes a little confusing. So
I think if you're running a QSO party in your state, focus on your state.
Yeah.
Right. And the contest. But if you're if you're in Missouri and there's 4 different state QSO parties going on, you might have to run 4 different logs, or maybe not. I
Well,
don't know.
I mean, at least with what I've seen with World Radio League right now, I'll just have 4 different. I'll set up a logger for each one of those QSO parties.
Yeah.
That way, when I
Because you're going to
export
submit, you're going to submit each one of those
Right.
logs to that individual state's
Exactly.
for scoring. So
You may have to set up separate windows and have those available to quickly log into that state individually if you're making contact with them for some reason. So just be aware of that. That's the challenge I ran into last year. I remember having and trying to figure out how I was going to run all that in different ones and log it. It was like,
but you're going to in that scenario, you're going to be running search and pounce, right? Since you're not in the state, you're not going to be
Right.
calling CQ. You're going to be doing search and pounce. So you'll have a bit of time to find that and say, oh, they're in Missouri. Let me get up my Missouri window, or they're in New Jersey. Let me get my New Jersey window going here.
yeah.
Yeah, because if there was other QSO parties going on the same day as the Missouri QSO party, they're going in my Missouri QSO log. I'm not worried about their QSO parties because I'm just going to use it for my Missouri QSO log.
Right. Yeah.
You might have to choose between your kids on this one. Sorry, Bobby. Sorry, little Vermont. You're not important to today. Your bigger brother, he's the one that's going to take care of me when I retire.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Vermont. I played in Vermont QSO party and I got 3 contacts.
Oh, there you go.
That was the entire.
And I
state.
was, yeah.
Josh looks like he's making eBay purchases right now.
No, I'm looking at my contract on the house. Sorry.
Obsessed much?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, y'all got to think. We've been going. I don't know if I've said this on the air yet, but if anybody's wondering, we now have a deal on both sides of the equation. We have a house and we have this house sold. So now's the fun part.
Yeah.
I guess this year, Kyle said we're sharing with Georgia and New Mexico.
It's hard when the QSO parties are on the same weekend. It really is.
Yeah. It
You would
makes
think with the modern day internet that they would be able to coordinate a little bit.
Well,
I mean,
I was looking at.
Yeah, Kyle, why can't you coordinate?
I was looking at.
50 states and 52 weekends a year.
Well, like
so-
he said, we're normally at the beginning, towards the beginning, because of Easter. They pushed it to the next weekend.
Well, I was looking at contestcalendar.com. I don't know how good it is or not, but looking
It's
at
the
here,
authority.
there is nothing going on between November, December, and January.
like I said,
Why can't we spread those out? The ones that are on the
Holidays.
same weekend.
Holidays.
But there ain't no holiday in January except for Martin Luther King Day and New Year's Day.
Yeah, there's no reason you can't do some of those. I mean, it really could be spread a little bit.
Well, wait a minute. You got Winterfield Day. There's some stuff. in January.
Nobody does Winterfield Day. You know that.
Nobody does
Winterfield
that.
I have to mention a couple things here. Since we're going to go to that topic, we're just bring it up for just a second. Is well, actually, it makes it quite interesting because we're talking about these different weekends, and so in January of 2027, there are 5 Saturdays and Sundays that month, and usually we always operate Winterfield Day as the last full weekend of January, but I mean, and we could have gone like the 30th and 29th and 30th or whatever it is, the dates for next year. But we actually set it now. So we actually go the 4th full weekend every year, standard from now on. So we don't have to run into changing it to the 5th weekend or the 4th weekend and changing back and forth. We're just gonna make it the 4th weekend all the way across the board every time. So that way that's usually, and most weekends just have 4, but occasionally get that month with a 5th. And that's what happens in January next year. So we've made that kind of standard across the board there, which is kind of interesting. So, but the other thing I wanted real quick and before we do too much more changing is once you've got your, if I can blow this up a little more, hold on. Oh,
And bigot it.
I clicked on my wrong page. Over on I made my StreamYard page where you guys are real big instead. I'll change it in a minute. But you get the checklist for completing contest. Is knowing how to export that Cabrillo file And sometimes there is some very specific stuff how they want their cabrillas in that. Just making sure you have all your information in there. N3FJP and N1M do a really great job in generating cabrilla files so it's not usually too hard. They usually know what those are, and they have that preset for you. You just have to make sure you have all your information in there accurately, and then know where you're going to submit your log to the contest. Again, that's going to be for each state or each 7th region QSO party, wherever it might be. And then you can enter your results over on 3830 scores. Again, not mandatory, but it kind of you can let others know your scores over there as well, and you can see how well you did. That's kind of an optional type of thing. And then this says export ADF file, but some of them may require an ADF file versus a Cabrilla file, but I think most of them are using Cabrillo. So again, it may be a state-by-state thing. You just have to know what they're asking for. But here's some kind of kind of a checklist to help you out as well with some of that stuff. So you can find a lot of good information over on the stateqsoparty.com webpage for articles, videos, how to do some of the stuff, see the different results for the different years, the leaderboards, get the contest calendar. That's where I printed off that contest calendar PDF. Was over on that webpage. Some different logging software. And let's see they have World Radio League in there. Yep. And so they're doing all of them. N3FJP does 44 of the 48, which is there's only 47 this year. And when MM does all, and DX Log will do some. So,
we've said World Radio League several times. I give the man the night off to spend time with family. And there he is.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Is that
So it's like Beetlejuice?
Is that Mike 3 times?
Whenever they get here, I will ditch on you, but we're still waiting on them to arrive. So
fun times. Well, you got some breaking updates you want to share with us?
Breaking updates. Desktop app is almost ready for us to run through a series of internal tests. After that, it will be ready for beta release. Be very excited. What else do we have? I'm trying to think. It's been a long day, Josh. It's been a very long day. Well, I think. How are you doing? No, I'm kidding. You guys keep finish what you're talking about and come back to me in a minute.
Well, I'm glad you're here because I think Tim and some of the guys had some questions about how World Radio League would act.
Yeah. Throw any questions at me.
With
something I'm good at is answering questions. It might not be a satisfactory answer, but I can sure answer them.
But specifically weekends that have multiple QSO parties, multiple contests.
Well, I'm going to throw one out as an example because I just saw this. Mm-hmm. So in May 2nd, you have the 7 call area QSO party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's Arizona, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, Washington, and Wyoming. Then there's the Indiana QSO party, the Delaware QSO party, then also the New England QSO party, which covers Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont. And why Delaware is not part of that, I don't know. They must not like Delaware and New England.
It's not part of that, yeah.
But all of those states are in a QSO party in the same day. During the exact same time. So that's probably why, remember, Dave, when I said ours was IN and then the 3-character digit, that's probably why is standardized with those other guys because of the logging. So I don't know. That's interesting. If you're in one of those other areas and you work somebody doing a 7-call QSO party while you're in Indiana, how does that work?
Well, first of all,
oh, here we go. Kyle's got the answer.
There we go.
He is
makes sense. Pick which one you want to be on the leaderboard for and go for it.
So
first of all, y'all need to get your act together. What are you doing scheduling all these on the same weekend? I mean, really? There's 52 weekends in a year and y'all pick the same one? Come on.
To answer Josh's question earlier, why we don't spread them out through November, December, and January.
I think it's a piss poor.
Kyle answered that. That is big contest season.
Oh.
And that's the big contest.
And
like he said, there's about one of those every weekend.
There it is. Okay, I missed that earlier. I didn't see that.
Money contests.
Hey, QSO party
All ham
contest.
radio.
So I want to confirm with Kyle real quick. So he can say yes, I'm right on this. So you have one log, and you're an InterFGP N1M, whatever you use, and you're just taking all your different contacts, putting all your different counties in there. You submit that to each of those locations because you had contacts with all of them, and they will sort out what they have for scoring on their end using some type of parsing, software or a SQL or something to figure all that out for what you have specifically. Is that the correct understanding?
Kyle, I don't know if you're interested, but I just sent you a DM on Discord. You're welcome to join us if you'd like.
Come on in, Kyle.
Yep.
Put your pants on.
The water's warm. Maybe because Dave peed in it, but it's warm nonetheless.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's my understanding is that he's saying you're saying just you have one log, you're using whatever logger software you're using, and you're just going to add all those contacts into that one log, and then you'll submit that and go. So we'll see if he comes on or something else. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless somebody else reads that differently, but how is Andy going to handle that on World Radio League side?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Currently, the way we handle it is you pick which one you want to be on the leaderboard for, and then you can just log into that one. But I feel like there's got to be a better way to deal with it, a better way to organize it, to assemble it, because what a lot of people do is they'll enroll in several of them and then just switch between tabs, which is doable. Kyle, you're loading. Kyle AI is loading over here.
Here we go.
Kyle,
there
AI.
he is.
Hey, Kyle, how you doing?
Good. So
Good.
for NAQP, for 7QP and Indiana and Delaware and Northeast, all of those contests, they have coordinated with other states, so they have unique exchanges. Therefore, and the contest loggers have all figured out how to just, whenever you enter in all of the exchanges, they accept those exchanges. So therefore, they've already done the coordination for everyone.
Nice.
One Cabrillo file gets created, and you just submit that one Cabrillo file to all of those contest managers, and they sort it out.
Well done. Okay. So
now, for other contests like Missouri QSO Party, and so we used to be other than this year, next year we will be on the same weekend as Mississippi and Louisiana. I'm sorry, Louisiana and Mississippi, but you guys just can't get together. Like they hate each other. So therefore, whenever I come in as a third party and I have the bigger QSO party of those two, and I try and coordinate with those people, they don't want to have anything to do with me. So I believe that what we need is a universal exchange where we just have, you say your state and your 3-county abbreviator, and you don't care what other QSO parties are happening. You just go ahead and log it, and then let the contest sponsors
the voice
sort
of
it
sanity
out.
Right there. Voice of sanity, folks.
Yep.
Listen to him. Listen to him.
Therefore, I don't have to talk to Louisiana. I don't have to talk to Mississippi. Send me your file from Mississippi. Send me your file from Louisiana, and I will figure it out. I will do the hard work for you.
nice.
So it looks like New Mexico is also on the same weekend as the Missouri on the 11th
this year.
Yeah.
So
and Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia's going to be a big one. Georgia is a big QSO party.
That is
And-
big.
Yep.
And North Dakota.
Yeah, this idea of a universal exchange sure makes a lot more sense. But I get the whole, each state has their own QSO party. That makes sense. The fact that they all overlap makes no sense. And if you want to participate in more than one, it becomes very difficult to deal with. But yeah.
I mean, we're all in the same sandbox. Let's just stop throwing sand at each other.
Exactly. Kyle.
So what kind of, I guess I guess the tough question that comes out of this and is like, how do we get these, 47 entities this year to get on that same page?
I
mean, they
have
can't
thought-
do it this year. Obviously, it's too late.
I'm not sure we do, Marvin. I'm not sure we do. We may, and this may call for a little bit of shakeup in the community and in the we've had for many years the same groups and organizers of these types of events, and it may be time for a shift in the market. I don't know. We'll have to see.
So here's a thought, and I'm just thinking out loud. Y'all can tell me I'm a dumbass if you want. I don't care.
Can we do it right now?
Not yet. Let me get the thought out first.
All right, just checking.
Why don't a group of people come together and go to the ARRL contest director? Now, I know QSO parties are typically not sponsored by the ARRL, but maybe somebody goes to the contest director of ARRL and try to unify somehow as far as these exchanges and things like that go. It seems to me like the ARRL contest director would be a great point person to try to help coordinate that.
It's the CAC. It's not the contest director. Those guys just do awards.
Okay.
It's the CAC. That's where you need the power. But again, Josh, you nailed it. None of these contests are sponsored by the ARL, right? So they go ahead and they do their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was hopeful that a while ago, whenever someone, I'm not really sure who it was, I forgot his call sign, they created that state QSO party challenge. And I was hopeful that was going to gain a lot more traction than it did. And it was going to define some standards and some rules around, things. And state QSO parties have their own rules. Case in point, I made rule changes to Missouri to bring in more mobiles, to get more people participating, right? So I'm changing rules on the fly, and I might change more rules next year to get more people participating. But I think that we can, as states, admin people, do more things to coordinate between each other and make it more fun for the first-time contester, because it is a little daunting whenever you have 4 or 5 states on the same weekend and they're like, crap, how do I do this?
That's where I kind of started my conversation with this evening. I asked people like, hey, how many people are already lost at this point in the chat?
Well, yeah, it's hard enough to get, some of these contests contest loggers configured, right? It's not trivial. And then you throw on top of that different QSOs parties on different weekends with different exchanges. You've just lost the average or the first time contester.
Well, I mean, I'm the president of Winter Field Day, as you know, and we have our there's, I don't know how many different loggers out there. I mean, there's I feel like sometimes hundreds of them. There's not that many, but it feels like it. But you do have the N3FJP version 2.6, and then it has all the way up to like 2.9.1, and people are still using some of the 2.6 software that now they're using 2.9, and you got every other version in between as well. And I mean, and then there's like, I don't see there's a different standards of there's only really one standard of ADAF, but people have their own like interpretation of that sometimes, and that can become very challenging for us on our end when someone calls it I'm trying to think of they may call it a state versus a category or I'm sorry, class, rack section. And, they call it something different, just slightly enough. So when it gets imported into our system, we have to parse it. We have to realize that N3FJP, I'm pulling them out. They don't really do this, but I'm just using them as an example, is that they call it something different than what everybody else is. And so we have to go through and make an exception for that and write something into our parsing on the back end to be able to know what they're using. So so, I mean, the developers have a hard enough time trying to keep all this stuff straight, let alone now they have to go through and do 40 different approved contests and working on their software. If they just had one that does QSO party general across the board, it'd make it really nice. So
Josh, the whole configuration, logger configuration, configuring issue. Don't you know some logger somewhere that's kind of maybe taking care of a lot of those issues, and maybe you even have a code you can share for that?
Good timing for that, Andy. Good timing. World Radio League, everybody check it out. Got a great video with James there at the
Awesome.
Hamcation. Go check it out. WorldRadioLeague.com. Hamshack TV is your coupon.
And
code.
honestly, Kyle mentioned two great concerns there. Number one is setting up the logger, just configuring everything, and the how difficult that can be. And honestly, I think that is being solved by a lot of newcomers to the industry. World Radio League being, of course, one of the
More modern.
Yeah, exactly. One of the more modern front runners there as far as fixing these just difficult configuration issues. We just make it super simple. You literally go click a button, you're in the contest, and you can start logging. The second issue Kyle mentioned is what do these people do when they've got the logger in front of them set up, but there's like 7 of these things going on at a time, and you turn around on your dial and you have no idea which one any one of those calling stations is from. And I think that's the real issue that's going to take a lot more time to solve.
Yeah. In a perfect world, I want to be able to, if I'm searching and pouncing, right? I'm in Missouri and I hear in a QP 7QP or any QP or whatever, Indiana, Delaware, all of those ones that are the first weekend of May, and I hear a POTA, and I hear somebody getting on the air for the first time. I want to be able to just put in my logger what I'm hearing, give my exchange, and then export X amount of contacts and send it to those QSO parties and POTA all at the same time. Therefore, I don't have to sort and I don't have to think about it.
There's actually, this brings up a great point. This is actually something that we are in the that's a great point, Kyle. And this is actually something we're working on, is the ability. We should have this implemented hopefully by the end of this year. I think we're hoping to work with Marvin, you guys at Winter Field Day to run this next year. But we're working on a contest configuration system where any of these contest organizers can come in, set up their system, and have all the rules all built in, and launch it directly within our platform. And just as an example, anybody can just click a button and send their whole log into there, and the software should be able to do that automatically. Should be able to parse out all the correct exchanges and filter that down so they get the credit for that contest for those exchanges. That's a really cool idea. I need to.
I should be able to literally, like, in 24 hours, in the last 24 hours, I should be able to have some type of sort mechanism where I can go in and it says, oh, you made 30 contacts in Georgia, you made 20 contacts in New Jersey, you made 10 contacts in Indiana, and you made 4 POTA contacts. Do you want me to parse these out into individual Cabrillo files or ADIF files for submission to the sponsors? And you just say yes.
So let me ask you this, Kyle. So should that be done? In a perfect world, that would be done. You would just send your complete login to everybody and they would do the parsing. But we're never going to make that happen, at least not in the next 3 or 4 years. So wouldn't the simpler option be for these software platforms, and I'm specifically referencing World Radio League, this is something that we could work on, would it be wouldn't it be a benefit if we did exactly that and said, hey, here's all your contacts for this, for this specific day where all these contests were going on. Click this button and we'll give you each ADIF file for upload to each site.
Well, Cabrillo.
Yeah.
Whatever they use. People use different
state
things.
QSO parties. State QSO parties are Cabrillo.
I
And
love that idea. That is
And,
so
and you
awesome.
should be able to so before you export, you should be able to go into a screen where it shows you all of the contacts. So therefore you can remove a contact just to make sure that, it's in the right group,
Uh-huh.
So if I made, so I should have maybe if there's 4 QSO parties going on that weekend, and then maybe a 5th column for POTA and maybe a 6th column for just all other general stuff. So you can go in there and you can say, yeah, that looks right. And then you can maybe click on the top of that column and say, export as Cabrillo. So then you do that for the
So yeah, of course the POTA option, since POTA hunters don't usually submit their contacts, that would be more
Good point.
contest related. But there is soda hunters do theirs, I believe. But I
Yeah,
really like this idea, Kyle. This is a really cool idea.
Me and Andy.
The thing is,
Not that
the thing-
difficult to do.
So-
thing is, Andy, you could be activating a POTA park while playing in these QSO
Yeah, but
parties.
then
Yeah,
you
there
upload
you go,
all the
Dave.
photo. You can just
Yeah.
upload the whole thing
So-
to POTA. Yeah, definitely.
So I know last year Sebastian had that in Polo where you could add multiple activities. And I think you guys could probably do it at World Radio League. So you could put a park and you could put a QSO party. What I would not do is pick one or the other. I would pick the QSO party. You don't have to tell people you're doing a POTA. Just do it. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Right. Just focus on the one.
Yeah.
But work that. And if you work at portable in a park, great. It will generate those specific logs for you with the information. Right. And POTA, you don't have to put a signal report or anything like that in. All you need to do is show that you made a contact with the station at a specific time and you're done.
Yeah.
That's all you need to have.
So
Well,
what-
you-
Well, a lot of times, even if you go out and you during those QSO parties, if you just say you're doing a POTA, you'll get some that'll ask, "Are you doing the QSO party?" So they can get the exchange for the QSO party.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would. If you're in a state that's doing a QSO party, I would focus on that.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, I would too, but some
You
people
can-
don't.
You can log both. I wouldn't spot yourself on the POTA spotting page because then you're what you're doing is you're creating confusion. And when you're trying to make
No, spot yourself on both.
I'd
Well,
spot myself,
yeah,
especially in our
then
state.
then you
'cause I can
get
spot
that
on our
one
page.
person that one person that's worried about the park number that doesn't matter.
Oh,
When-
well, see. So whatever you got. So we've done this multiple times for Missouri QSO party. You just say the park number and your counties, and then sometimes you get a what, and you're just like POTA, and then you just give your POTA. Our exchange now, I don't know about other QSO parties, but our exchange is a valid QSO is you send your county or your counties, right? As long as I am sending, if they ask for the part number, I'll give them the part number, but I will also include the county, so I'm legal, right?
Mhm.
Typically, the average POTA hunter will be like, "Oh, you're doing a QSO party. I just needed the park." You'll get that a couple of lids that be like, "Well, what's the county for? I don't care what the county." Are just like, "Okay, I gave you the county the first time. I'm valid. I'm just going to give you
Exactly.
the park number." But this is the trouble where you get some people that are a little confused and you have to deal with them. Well, and you get that anyway with like, "Hey, I'm just giving you a contact. What do you need?" "Well, what state are you in?" "Well, I'm in Missouri." "Oh, what county are you in?" "Well, I'm in Shelby County." "Oh, okay. Well, let me figure out." So, there's the back and forth that you have to do. And I'm okay with that. Those are new contesters or they're giving me a contact and whatnot. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way contesting is.
Mike, the traveling ham, says in the MOQP, if you say "please copy," you're penalized. Is that
true.
Is that true?
Yeah, we rolled.
That's very true.
We rolled that into the rules. Yep.
Okay.
So me and Andy kind of came up with this earlier this year was like in Winter Field Day next year, we want to be able to take the if you work it in the World Radio League logger, that they basically you go up and you hit a submit a button and that will automatically send it over to us and submit on our side through like an API and it's done. And so I think that's what we're trying to do.
That's
like
perfect world case, Marvin. Of course, you guys have been awesome to work with. That's perfect world case. we're
if
not
you
going to
can't afford to be
get
able
all
to do the
50
same
state
thing-
QSO parties or however many QSO parties there are to do that, you know, in
Right.
in the next 3 years. So,
But if Kyle's saying, "Hey, I don't care," you know, you can operate in one logger, and you can be Georgia, Indiana, New Mexico, and you know, Louisiana and Mississippi, all in the same one, or the 7th region QSO party, all in the same one. I'll figure it out in my end how many contacts you had in Missouri and where you fall for scoring. If that's okay with him this year, then you know I'm perfectly fine just using that and submitting it from there. So
we have gotten to the point where we have enough experience doing this and some pretty good guys that write Python scripts, and so all of our logging gets put into a SQL database, and then we get SQL commands that run against, you know, each one is the contacts within 10 minutes, you know, is it a valid queue, you know, all of the general stuff, right? And then we have other Python scripts that check the Cabrillo file to make sure that it's in the right format, it's got all the information. Some QSO parties, they don't even do their own checking, they farm it out to other states, right? And whenever you farm it out to other states, I don't give two craps about, you know, some parsing and whatnot. If it doesn't conform to my standards, I just put it as a check log, or I don't even log it.
But here's a quick question. I mean, but your standard for Cabrillo, or well, you're not using ADF, so just Cabrillo, it should be a standard format across the board. What or do people change that a little bit, Kyle? I guess
no. People don't change it. What happens is you get erroneous entries.
Oh, right, exactly.
Right, or they have entered in a rover and really they're mobile.
Right.
Or
winter field day, so I understand. Yeah.
Right. Or they have like they're not. They say that they are affixed, but they have activated 3 counties.
Right.
How can you be fixed, but you're 3 counties? So there's a whole bunch of those scripts where they kick it out to another folder, and then I go in and I figure out, I contact them and say, hey, by the way, you activated 3 counties. Are you really fixed? And then I say, if you don't answer me in 7 days, I'm sending you to the check log bin. And I just do ultimatums. And if you don't conform, you're out. You're done. See you later. I ain't playing this shit.
I bet you did. I bet you're calling me out because I bet I did that last year because I don't think I got it back within 7 days. I was sitting there trying to figure. It was my first time. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, I don't know what the hell I did wrong, and I was like, I think I just dropped it. So yeah.
I have no patience for people that submit logs and they're incorrect, and then I try and correct them and give them a time period, and then they don't get back to me. I have no patience.
Yeah. Because I just ran out of time. Much I can't. I saw the email and I dropped it. And
he's saying he has no patience for you, Marvin.
0.
Hey, Marvin, can I petition the world the winter field day that they add a little tick mark for each contact for please copy and get bonus points for that?
Yes, we need this.
I think if Kyle's going to be known for anything, his mark on this hobby for life will be the please copy.
Hey, I have written a Node-RED applet that tracks my please copy during field day and winter field day.
I remember one time I think you were doing it from home, and you did that. You set up a little field on there to track those every time.
I got so frustrated. I stopped after like 53 copies. I was only
hilarious.
like an hour and a half in, and I was like, I'm bad.
Yeah,
I can't do this anymore.
Traveling Ham says no score for you.
Yeah, that's why I just pulled up and go.
No score for you.
That is no score.
Well, Kyle, thank you for hopping in on here quick and kind of explaining some of that and how some of that works. You had a little bit more insight on that than what we did. That's good.
It is all about getting new people. It doesn't even matter if you're a contester. Getting people on the air, getting them radioactive, as in the Traveling Ham says, and getting them just out doing things that maybe are out of their norm, and they want to try it, and they they might try it for an hour and be like, this is not for me. Okay, that's great. As long as you tried it and you figured out. Same thing with, maybe I'm going to go out and work mobile during a QSO party. Oh, I figured out mobile's not for me. At least you tried it and tried something new. But and I did a video on this explaining the rules, and I'm going to do another like State of the Union for Missouri QSO Party, and I'm also going to do some videos on how to set some logs up. And if you want to use N1MM, if you want to use N3FJP, if you want to use Right Log, here's how you set them up for a state QSO party. And it's all about having fun. It's all about getting on the air and making QSOs, getting together with your buddies, and having fun.
He didn't record one of those guides for World Radio League because it's just so easy.
There you go. There you go. So it's all about just getting on the air and having fun. I don't care what QSO party you work, just get on the air.
Somebody
Well,
is
Kyle, I
saying,
gotta thank you and the guys that run our QSO party. Like I said, well, I wasn't joking when I said we don't have a word salad for our exchange. There are some contests and some QSO parties. It literally is a word salad.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as sweepstakes.
Exactly.
Mary V says, "Hi, Dad." I don't know who that is.
That's my youngest daughter.
Hi, Dave's youngest daughter.
I was starting to wonder, it's like, who's got the secret on here?
I'm like,
Andy,
mine's not quite 2, so it's not.
She's older than you, Andy.
Yeah, I'm sure she is.
That's not a nice thing to say, Andy.
I'm kidding.
Get yourself in trouble, buddy.
We're gonna go from Hamshack TV to Jerry Springer.
Dave only lives a few miles from me. He could have come beat me up a long time ago if he really wanted
Exactly.
See, watch it, Dad.
That's my youngest daughter. She's actually the reason I've got the new extra edge camera she sent to me.
Oh, nice.
And guys, if you can't afford an Osmo Action, go buy the extra. It is the identical camera with just a different badge on it, and I truly believe it's DJI's. But I didn't say that. It's the extra edge.
Extra
action
edge.
camera. Yep.
Huh.
They've actually got it's called the Muse. Looks identical to the Pocket 3.
I have a theory because back when they were trying to get those things with the drones, I think DJI was putting their products out under multiple brands to flood the market.
That is a
This
very
one?
common theory. It's going across the internet
one
quite
here,
a bit.
Yeah.
The extra company. Do you know where that company's based out of?
Indiana.
It's a Delaware corporation.
Well, of course it is. Everything's a Delaware.
Yeah, everything's
corporation.
Delaware, right?
And they can
not
do that
Tesla.
and not have a physical location there. And they're actually yes. I'm not gonna answer that one because my other two daughters could be watching that.
So does it have the same kind of program that you the Osmo program that you
Yep.
have on your phone?
It's got its own name. It's an extra, just like the DJI. What is that? The Mimo.
Yeah,
But it's the exact same like the Mimo app. And one of the complaints when this first came out was you couldn't connect wireless mics directly to it. Well, I had saw a video about it that they were coming out with firmware updates. They just came out with the firmware update, and guess what? You know how you can't connect most wireless mics unless it's a DJI mic to the Osmo Pocket 3 and the Osmo Action cameras? Guess what microphone connects to the extra Muse or the extra Edge?
The DJI.
Yeah.
The DJI mics.
I should go pick one of those up.
Yeah, it's what $299 right now on Amazon. Looks like so.
Josh,
That's
I'm
probably
gonna
the Pro. The extra Edge, not the Pro, is $199.
Okay, yeah, that's
Josh,
the
I'm gonna have to pop out of here. I do have a couple of updates for you if you want me to throw them at you before I go.
You already got your updates. I met you when you came in the door.
Yeah,
I
full
didn't hardly
screen and
give you-
everything,
I told
buddy.
you need to keep talking about what you was talking about so I
Oh.
can remember what we had.
So you forgot.
No.
All right.
I
All right.
forgot, yes.
I'll let it go. Give it to us.
You full screened them
All
and
right.
everything.
So, so we'll have some changes to our map soon. We're going to be using a different map service, so you'll see that show up soon. We're working on a dashboard, an operations dashboard, We'll have it'll be really cool. I'll throw that. I'll throw that much out there. I'll have all kinds of widgets and maps and cool stuff on it that you can leave up on a screen in your shack, and I'll share some screenshots whenever we get those ready, probably, or I might even be able to share a live version of it. Soon we're gonna have spotting notifications. So call sign pops up, you get a notification on your phone. If you want to. We're working on getting the map key ready so that you can have it keyed by like colors for bands and shapes for modes, that kind of thing. And one of the really cool ones we're working on right now, and this one's getting very close to being ready, is sending confirmation request emails. It'll be rate limited, where we will aggregate all the requests over a month and then send them out in a monthly email. You'll get, whoever the operator is will get an email that says, hey, you've got this many confirmation requests on World Radio League sitting here. And then that operator, if they don't have a World Radio League account, can go set up a World Radio League account and confirm all those contacts. So we're really, really excited about that. And of course, we have the QRZ and LOTW confirmation imports are now live. So you can import confirmations and from QRZ and LOTW and several other cool things. So go check us out, worldradioleague.com. Code
Hamshack TV.
There you go. That's it.
Oh yeah,
guys, I got to get out of here.
I thrown my code out.
What was that?
I should have thrown my code out.
Yeah, there you go. That would have been hilarious. Guys, great to see every one of you. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and we'll likely see you next week. And be sure and check out the World Radio League show Monday at 2 p.m. Central Time, the real time zone, and be happy to see you there. 7-3, guys.
Real time zone, my foot. But all right.
It's the only time zone.
Isn't it, though?
Exactly.
Hey, I'm in the central group now. I'm in Wisconsin now, so sorry, Josh.
You're outnumbered.
You're going to move back to Tennessee. I know it's going to happen.
You never know. But even
right.
I was still in Nashville. I was still in Central Time there.
That's a good point. All right. We are in overtime at this point. It's been an absolute awesome conversation. Kyle, thank you for coming on short notice.
Thank you. I don't know why I'm blurry, but thank you for having me.
It's probably because you kept doing this to your camera.
I know. Well, I'm trying to get my camera to focus, and it's not behaving. Oh, there we go. There we go. Maybe I need a DJI. Maybe I need a extra action or whatever those things are called.
Hey, Kyle, I'm not used to seeing you on camera without your green screen.
I know.
I'm upstairs tonight. My streaming PC is downstairs, but I didn't feel like walking downstairs.
Yeah.
So you're in my work studio. I've got, this is where I work. This is my day job is over here, and then I've got my play over here. So
Nice.
My day job is in Knoxville. Unfortunately, I don't have a privilege of being at home much. Hey, let's put a bow on this thing, shall we? Since it's overtime. Mm-hmm. Kyle, the mic is yours. Tell everybody what you got going on, and invite everybody to come check out your channel if they've not heard of you.
Yeah, Kyle AA0Z on YouTube. I got some things. I think we're gonna start up the CW Roundtable again here in a couple of months. So be looking for that. Did that every 2 weeks. Oh, I'm blurry again. How's that? But anyway, I did that every 2 weeks, but I think we're just gonna do it monthly, probably starting in March or April sometime. But yeah, Missouri QSO Party second weekend in April, and yeah, just check out the channel AA0Z. Thanks.
That's awesome, and thank you for jumping in there. Levi, you're next. What's up with you?
Not a whole lot. I did get some new toys in today. I don't know if you can see them there, but I got some solar panels in to rig up, and as soon as the weather breaks a little bit more, anyway, I'm going to get some videos going on those. And aside from that, just working. So that's about it.
You got to have some better outros than that. Come on.
I know. I'm
that's
working
about
on
it.
I'm working on it.
Dealer Dave, I know you're not in the content creation side of things. But before I go to you, one thing I forgot to mention when I was talking about Hamcation, if we can touch on that for one more second. You all, if you all are on the Meshtastic or Meshcore world, Dave was selling these down at Hamcation, and I picked one up, and I love this thing. This is fantastic. Dave, tell everybody what that is and where they can find one.
That is the Wheel Tracker L1. That's the Pro. Comes in a case. I don't have one to show off because we sold them all. But yeah, it's the
I have the last one.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure last I checked, they're still available on the website.
Yeah. Here's one in a custom case.
Nice.
This is an Alley Cat case.
Very nice.
But while I'm looking that up, yeah, I'm on the home stretch of getting rid of the home. So it's all the ugly part now. I have to finish emptying it out, clean it out, and then turn it back over. But nope, we have okay, it's Chinese New Year. So everything is delayed. They are on back order right now on the website, and it doesn't even give you how long. It just says shipping delay due to holiday logistics. Expecting to resume next week. So
Dave, if I'm not mistaken, anything that's in the U.S. warehouse will ship without delay, right?
Correct. Anything in the U.S. warehouse will ship without delay. Anything on back order will have to wait for they're on Chinese New Year, which they get like 2 weeks off, a week and a half off, something like that.
That's funny.
So,
I saw the email come from Redivus and said, yeah, it's Chinese New Year, but we're still putting that stuff out. So
yeah. So yeah,
I don't think they're putting it out. I think they had a high stock, is what it was.
Is that what it was? Okay.
I'll have a 3D printer right there within the next few weeks. Come to find out, I thought my lease was up April 1st. It's actually up April 30th. So I've got breathing room, but I already told them I plan on being out by the end of March. If I have to pay for the last month, whatever. They won't let me break it for 1 month. So I'll just
turn that into a print farm, Dave.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or
grow
some other
lamps
for a month.
Grow lamps and 3D printers.
But I'm really excited to. It's all decked out now with the antennas.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
That is insane.
Need an antenna?
So I've got some parts on order that'll actually utilize all of these antennas. Now that I have it working, so
you should walk around the National Mall with that.
Yeah, or just go up to the airport, walk up to the airport, just kind of like.
How about the typical question we get when somebody finds us out there, POTA? Hey, are you talking to aliens with that thing?
As a matter of fact, I am
talking to all of them, everything. This will talk to everything.
Oh, you can.
Dave, if you'll put a link somewhere in the chat there for folks to check out the fine offerings of Seed Studios there. I think you're going to like it, especially if you are in the mesh world. And speaking of mesh, and I'm coming to you next day, Tim. Next week, I think I've got this worked out, but next week we are going to have a Meshtastic versus Meshcore throwdown. Not really. We're not going to be offensive towards each other on what your preferences are, but we're going to debate the differences. And Dave and I talked about this pretty in depth in Orlando, and I think we've got some good traction on where we're going to go with that. So make sure you tune in next Thursday night, 8:00 right here on Hamshack TV. If you don't know anything about mesh, this will be the way to learn some stuff about it. So come check us out. Tim.
Yes, sir.
Tell me where I need to find this thing out there on the dummy load, because I looked everywhere.
I don't know.
I don't know my foot.
I don't know, man.
I heard rumors.
That's what I heard. I heard rumors too.
Did somebody put truck balls on my camper or something?
I heard. Did you find some truck balls in your camper?
No, but I've heard somebody threaten it before.
Well, I mean, I only heard some scuttlebutt in the shower house. Maybe, some conversation from a couple stalls over.
If y'all are talking in the shower house, that's all I need to know. Yeah. What you got coming, Tim? I'm sure you got some videos coming.
Well, I picked up quite a few things. One is this cool outdoor PoE Meshtastic mesh node, right? So you can use it for both mesh core or Meshtastic. And I'm interested in getting something outside. It's a little bit permanent. I had an opportunity to speak with Stavros, who is the gentleman that's designed some of the stuff. Low Mesh is the name of his company. And he's kind of taken an agnostic approach to these things, and actually has some ideas of maybe how you could intertwine those two technologies to kind of get the best of both worlds. So interesting to see where all that's going in the future. Also met with, it was a chance meeting, the gentleman from Xtena, and he was at the POTA meetup, and he gave me some product to test. It's samples of some ideas that he had. And one of them was a kind of a neat thing, similar to the ham stop. I think that's what it is. The dingus that you put on top of the military masts. But this has got some different inserts in there. So you can put them on different styled masts, and even it's got threaded inserts for the painter's poles, and not only in a vertical or horizontal, but also in a vertical setting too. So you can quickly put up like hamstick dipoles and stuff like that too. So I'm going to play with that. It's obviously, it's got to warm up a little bit. Well, it has warmed up here. It's 70 degrees and we got tornadoes coming through, but need a little bit better weather to get out and play with some of that. So that's what I got coming up in the next couple of weeks.
I'm glad we could be your tornado shelter entertainment tonight. I did see y'all have got some rough stuff coming through up there tonight.
Well, I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, I'm hearing it in my cans, but we've got some serious thunder and lightning going on outside right now.
Haven't heard any of that.
But the tornadoes passed through early. That's why I wasn't on right. But they were coming through. So Bloomington, Indiana, where Indiana University is about 15 miles south of me. They actually had on the ground tornadoes in town. So
it's that time of year, folks. I'm going to plan a Skywarn symposium here in the next couple of weeks to months, because it's time that we have one. And no, we're not going to pull out our high-vis vests and our clipboards, but I definitely want to pull in some meteorologists, some actual degreed meteorologists, and have some conversations.
I need a badge. It says Skywarn on it.
Is that what you affixed to my
truck.
camper as a stupid badge?
On the Bronco.
I can't tell you.
You have a 3D printer. Why don't you just do a challenge coin while you're at it too?
That's not a bad idea, Tim.
Yeah.
What's that?
Do a challenge. Make a challenge coin with your 3D printer.
Can't print metal. Well, you probably could, can't you, Dave?
Yeah, you can. It's
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can print it on your printer, Tim. I'm not sure what printer you got.
I have a couple. I've got the A1 and the P1S.
Yeah. I like my P1S. It's great.
Speaking of Dave, Super Dave, it's your turn.
Yeah. I actually took off today. I was going to work on a video doing the vertical side of the Hextena, but it was nice and warm, but the winds were blowing 40 miles an hour. I did not feel like going outside in the winds with allergies and stuff. So, and didn't get to do that. I've actually got an antenna coming that I'm going to be doing a video on, and I've got a couple other things that I'm trying to come up with a few ideas. That'll be the next video will be the vertical side of the Hextena, putting it up as a vertical for invest type setup. But other than that, besides work, that's about all I've got going right now. Oh, and getting some stuff ready for more Expo. And anybody in the chat, if you're around Springfield area in April, come to the More Expo. There's Tim will be there. I'm pretty sure Kyle's going to be there. There'll be a bunch of other YouTubers there, but there'll be 3 of us from this stream in there.
Yep,
Oops.
I will be there.
I removed him. I meant to take him out of full, but I just kicked him out.
Did you see Bill's comment?
Yeah,
Bill's
Bill.
last comment says it all right there.
High vis vest says it all. Don't need no stinking badges.
Well, I don't think
You
Bill
guys
saw
are
that
at More
night,
Expo.
Tim.
You guys are at More Expo to try and help promote ham radio in the overlanding community, right? That's kind of
Yes.
part of the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in overlanding, their big form of communication, and it's the easy button, is GMRS, and so amateur radio isn't very popular. But a lot of these guys get into areas out in BLM land where there's no infrastructure at all. Line of sight radio is only going to do them so well. But for a same type of a small, an 891, a small portable antenna, and we all know this because we do POT a lot. The reach that you can get. The year that I got involved in this, and because I originally started as an overlanding channel, and started adding POTA to it. I got more people that were interested in amateur radio, and that's where I split off into the Gray Man POTA. But that summer, a couple things happened that really kind of triggered me. There was a couple people who died out in national parks because they got stranded and had no way of making contact. But also, Death Valley, there was a person that was stranded in Death Valley, and their ham radio operator got under HF rig, got a hold of somebody out on the East Coast, was able to give them their coordinates, and then they were able to call back to the ranger station for Death Valley National Park and get them the help that they needed. And you're not going to do that with a GMRS radio. So getting that kind of simple, easy to use communications in their hands as a tool, because you've got the communicators now that satellite communicate. Most of our cell phones will link up to something for emergency messages, but there's so many variables that come into play that you want to have multiple forms of communication. That PACE plan that they talk about, and having different ways to communicate in the event of an emergency.
Well, my club brings their trailer out, Dave. But what I did last year, and it was perfect because the Florida QSO party was going on, I had my 710 set up with a portable antenna running off a battery. So they got to see how you could set that up. And of course, all the YouTubers were coming over making contacts on the Florida QSO party. So they got to see people actually talking from Springfield, Missouri on that radio off a 20 amp hour battery to Florida.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, let's I screwed up the order when I removed Dave. I think all we had left was Marvin.
Yeah, it's just me.
Yep.
So one of the things I picked up in Hamcation was this low mesh as well from can't get that to focus.
Put both hands behind it.
I'm trying.
It's invisible.
Anyway, that was from low mesh as well. It's what I liked about this, I'm sorry, Dave, was that this says he has it set up where it's like running on half the power, or like he's got like more battery power or more battery time to it. He says it could last up to 2 weeks potentially. I'm actually in the mode of testing it right now. I turned it on yesterday, and I'm letting to see how long it's going to actually run for. So I'm not monitoring probably close enough to know exactly when it dies, but I'm checking on a pretty regular basis. So we'll kind of get a rough idea on that. But you can find me, the Ham Radio Guy podcast, out there on YouTube, any of your favorite podcast platforms. I'm trying to submit another one to Apple right now. It's called Behind the Mic, and it's basically taking a different version, a little bit different track. They're usually about 8 to 10 minutes long only, and they're called Shack Smarts, and they'll be available only on paid subscription on podcast or on my Patreon channel only. The patrons, paid patrons there. So those are cool coming out. I've got 4 of them already ready to go. I just got to get Apple I made some mistake with them. They didn't like me. They kicked me back out and rejected me. So I got to go back and fix that real quick. But then I should be able to get that out hopefully tomorrow. Yeah. I've got 5 or 6 videos coming out from Hamcation, and 2 of them got uploaded this afternoon. So, and I'll finish up the rest probably tomorrow and Saturday. So, should be quite a few things coming out on my channel in the next couple of days. I've got all these videos. I'm in the middle of editing, so it's good. Hamcation, overall, Hamcation was great. I did enjoy it, and looking forward to Dayton, and we'll see where everything else goes. So it's good to be in Wisconsin. I start my new job on Monday, so super excited to get back to work. So timing will be a little more interesting to have things available, but yeah. And how about you?
Well,
Oh,
there you go. Dave's got him.
Yeah, Dave's got one. Yeah. What do you think about it, Dave? Like
I haven't played with them a whole lot yet.
Isn't it supposed to be like 50% power and more battery life? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, so
I can't remember.
He's doing a lot of neat stuff with customize. He's actually customizing the firmware and getting into the nuts and bolts of the firmware and making it more efficient.
Right.
So you have downside is you have to upload and you have to upgrade his firmware. But I bought him because I've been watching this guy since he started out.
These are molded and injected. These are molded and injected, not 3D printed.
Yeah.
And he's got like this little silicone blue, tan, and yellow. I think is his three colors.
Tan.
Yep. I got the blue.
Been watching him for a long time as he's slowly been growing his company. And this was a game changer when he came out with this. And I've been wanting one. I just didn't want to buy it from Rockland, so I bought it from him.
Explain explain to people what that one is. Quick.
So the same kind. It's a solar powered. It's
yes.
The solar power. The panel doesn't provide enough energy to like completely recharge it, but it will extend the battery life dramatically. And then he's got the custom firmware on this as well that makes it extremely energy efficient. Custom PCB. So I mean, this is an entirely different node specifically for Meshtastic or Mesh Core. And so I have to support the guy. So I bought one of each. I did not get the dingus that Tim bought because I didn't notice that one.
Oh yeah, it was right in his same
I
place.
think Tim got the last one, didn't he?
No. He had several of them there.
Yeah, he had boxed.
Yeah. Dave, how did you miss this?
I was after this.
I mean, it's life size here. It's big.
Your lightsaber there.
So the interesting thing about that one with Tim, we should do a whole another episode just on this, but we'll talk about it next week. Or bring that back next week, Tim. I won't prolong this any longer.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about that one, it's PoE powered.
Right. So
but only powered.
Well, right. Today. So yeah, it does. It goes right in and it's PoE powered and it steps it down to 5 volts.
Right.
I was talking to him and I'm like, because I was under the impression, and a couple of us were, that you could also update this. That's not much of an ask to add the modules to do that, to add an IP stack on there and be able to do that with small web server. So he's now working through that process. What more can I add in there? What can I do to do that? Especially if it's a powered node, right? You're powering it from an infrastructure standpoint, thinking more Mesh Core where you want to put up a centralized infrastructure node. This is something that's it's a little bit better. And if it's being powered off a PoE injector in some way, shape, or form or another, why not add more stuff to it? You don't need the efficiency that you would need if you're battery powered, right? So
yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more next week, but it's definitely very interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool stuff. I'm looking forward to having this debate next week, this educational forum. It's going to be good.
And Josh, what about you? What's coming up on your channel? Oh, sorry, Tim.
I was going to say, and also it's a little bit different with this case. Now, this is, it is 3D printed.
Yep.
But it's reinforced glass or something like one of those ones. So it's not going to melt in the sun or anything like that. It's a little bit more heavy duty.
Cool. I'm excited to hear more about that.
Whack your favorite YouTuber over the head with it.
Lightsaber. Every time you pick it up, it looks like a lightsaber.
Recognize Brian KJ5MLL. Continuing last week's joke, Hamshack TV. Also says, Josh, I just know you are looking forward to moving all that radio equipment when moving day comes around at the house. Honestly, that sounds horrible, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to close this chapter and get moved.
Yes.
Coming up on the channel, we were talking about low mesh just a moment ago. I have a video scheduled to release on Monday about low mesh, so you can check that one out. I've got Morris Nexus, which has a really interesting system that is scheduled to come out on Saturday. Tomorrow will be an episode featuring Nancy from Rars Fest. I know there's been a lot of buzz in the chat tonight about Rars Fest. That's the Raleigh Ham Fest, if you're not familiar with that. And then next Tuesday will be a video about Rockland. So got a lot of videos coming out. I'm almost done editing everything from Hamcation. So stick around, make sure you hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff for those videos. If you are a channel member, you already have access to those videos. So that's a good benefit of becoming a channel member. $2.99 a month gets you a channel membership. As a matter of fact, why don't we do that real quick? I have some channel memberships I can give away. So let's give some people some early access here. Where is it? I always click the wrong button. Close. There it is. Membership gifting. All right, here we go. 5 of them. Let's see who's going to get them. Come on. Nate on a mission. Big Earn 234554. Leonard EI2JHB. Hank W6IR. And Robert Johnson 5776. Congratulations. You all have gotten free channel memberships tonight. So, enjoy those videos in advance. We will have some more posted here in the very near future. So don't forget, join us next week right here on Hamshack TV Live. And we're going to talk about mesh, all things mesh, Meshtastic and Mesh Core, all that good stuff. You're going to enjoy it. I think you will. Hit that like and subscribe button. Do me a favor as well. When we go off the air, go subscribe to the Ham Radio Guy podcast, Levi's channel, Kyle's channel, Gray Man Poda. Mesh Dealer Dave don't technically have a channel, I don't guess.
I do. It's got 3 videos.
There you go. 3 videos. Go subscribe. He'll have the most subscribers for somebody with 3 videos. The Hillbilly Ham, go subscribe to that one, as well as N0 APX, World Radio League, and Ham Radio Prep. Any final thoughts before I shut the door, fellas?
No. Been a good stream tonight.
Very good.
It was a good stream tonight. We'll throw the music on. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week. WSDB 693. Y'all don't have to wait for it tonight. I'm not going to play the clip tonight. Nope. No super chats. No super chats. You don't get a clip. Sorry, guys. Enjoy the music there, EOD Kaboom.